What is up? What is up? Welcome in. Got myself a new little intro here. We like that, Craig?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like I was telling you, it sounds like an old basketball game, like a video game.
Heck
Kind of
yeah.
like when you're loading screens and stuff like that.
So welcome in to the JC Money and Coach Craig Sports Show. I'm JC Money. This is my man, Coach Craig. We're here to talk to you about a little bit of SuperDraft Pro. We're going to get into the main slate. The SuperDraft Pro subscription side doesn't start till what, 6:30 Central Time, I believe.
Yep, it's the second wave of games. There's the one islands. Well, I guess depending on what time zone you're in, it's 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock our time. So that is the Spurs and the 76ers. So that starts the main slate off, and then we get into the 7:30, which starts us into that SuperDraft Pro contest, which is the Co-6 contest, Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets. Should be an interesting game. Could be a blowout, potentially brewing. We'll just have to see.
I got a little bit busy today making our little intro, doing some of the graphics, and I know I didn't even put any lineups together, so I guess you guys are going to help me put up some lineups today. So hopefully you guys can help me win some money. And my boy Craig, you're going to help me win money. But let's get into it. I mean, let's see who's all up in here. Let's see. What up, Donnie? Yo, JC. These vids are absolute fire. Hey, it's me and Craig here. It's a team effort. Let's go. Donnie says, what up, Coach? David says, what up? What up, David? Second Take Extra, what's up, guys? What's up? Second Take Extra says, JC and Coach subbed. Just subbed. Hey, appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all following us. I appreciate y'all coming in and watching these videos. It does take a lot of time doing all these graphics, and it doesn't take a lot of time to do the research. It's a really, really, really appreciated when y'all come and support the show.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's a lot of fun, though. I mean, I'm having a blast. What's up, Rashad? Second Take Extra. What's up? He said Evan and Dennis went off my dart throws. Yeah, they did. There was a couple of guys that went off.
48 didn't miss yesterday. Apparently, he only knows how to play good against the Celtics now. But that's the thing, is he was splitting minutes, and it's like, okay, if he shoots well, he'll stay in the game. But him and Quickly have been splitting minutes like almost right down the middle lately. So it was a risky pay. It did pay off for you, though. So congrats to you for that paying off. And it was only like I think it was 1.4% ownership in most contests on SuperDraft yesterday. So,
and it's what I think the only crazy stat that I saw, though, is just every single time that he plays against the Celtics, he has over 30 points. And I get what they play against him again this weekend, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I think I heard them say they're playing against him either in the next couple days or this weekend. So, I mean, that's maybe another guy that we just throw him out there. I mean, if those are pretty good stats. That's a sticky stat.
Yeah. Some guys have that, though. Some guys get that revenge game narrative, but
T.Y. Hilton, man. T.Y. Hilton versus the freaking versus the Texans, man. There's some
talk about you. Stop. Just stop. We don't talk about that. I'm a Texans fan. We don't talk about that. Didn't happen this year. Didn't happen this year, though.
Yeah, it didn't, because he was injured. I'm banged up. Nick's game was nuts. Yeah, that whole game was crazy. That was a really good game. Definitely one of the better ones last night. Anthony, another good game tonight, you think?
He's definitely got a chance, but the thing with him is his multiplier's dropped all the way down to 1.45, so he needs an extra good game. Or I can't even say extra good game because the last two have been so good, but he essentially needs to do what he did exact same thing the last time out. We know he's not going to get the 43 real life points once again. That's kind of one-time thing. That might be the best game of his whole entire career, even if he keeps playing. And he's a guy, too, that he's trying to get a contract extension from the Trailblazers, and they weren't thinking about extending him. Now he's coming out and balling out, so he's kind of motivated. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah, dude. Hey, David, appreciate you, man. You're the best. One of the most loved that comes through of all times. Yeah, he is the man. What do you think about RJ with that last shot? Off the bank.
I'm glad he made
all your shot if he go shooting off the glass.
I'm glad he made that because he only made 4 shots in the whole game too. If he shot, that's the thing too with Fournier too, is he was making all his shots, so he was getting more shots, and then RJ was 4 for 15, and Alex Burks was 1 for 10. So that definitely helped him out quite a bit as well. But glad to see the Knicks win though.
Hell yeah.
Garland
over under 28.5 points.
I think it's points plus assist. Yeah, so I'll have to look at that one for a second, but if you want to get moving along.
Absolutely. So Let's see here. Hold on a second.
My gut says over, but I kind of have to look into that one. Because Garland's my boy, though. Anytime I get a chance to play Garland and it makes sense, I play Garland. And I am playing Garland's. I think I'm playing him on SuperDraft tonight. And I think I'm playing him on FanDuel tonight. DraftKings is a little bit overpriced just because it's DraftKings and they overprice anybody that's any good.
Anthony, what up? Yeah, tonight. So the slate for tonight is just the one game. It's Milwaukee versus Brooklyn.
For the
That's just for the
SuperDraft
that's
Pro, at
just
least.
for the SuperDraft Pro subscription side. But we're also going to talk. So that'll be kind of closer to the end because that game doesn't start for another 45 minutes.
Yeah, so
So we're gonna get to some of the other games first. Well, 45. Yeah, 45. No, it starts in about an hour and 15, right? Yeah. Hour and
yeah.
15 minutes is when the SuperDraft Pro subscription side games start. But we're gonna go through the main slate of all the games so that we can, if anybody wants to get in, any just cash games, we can do that. So that's kind of the whole that's kind of the whole synopsis of this show is us talking about everything.
Yeah, that looks like a smash over for Darius Garland, by the way. So I think last game was his first game back. He had 27 points, 10 assists, so that's 37 right there. You only need, what was it, 28 and a half? And he's been over 20 points the last 5 times out. I know he did have a little COVID stint in there as well, but dude is good. Like, he's a borderline all-star this year. Like, he should be an all-star if anybody wants.
David says coach is kicking ass. Second Take Extra says you guys are great. Hey, we're just here to hang
Trying
out.
to
help out.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun. Antonio says I went to sleep at halftime, turned off the TV saying, fuck, we're going to lose. Woke up at 3:30 and a huge ass shock. Yeah.
Yeah, they were up by 25. They were losing by 25 points at one point in time.
Yeah, I don't think they tied the game until it was like 100 points. Or was it 96 or something like that? It was close up there before the first even tie. This is okay. Yeah, got my lineups in. Just let me know what game so I can play a couple advised lineups. Heard you guys are winning some money. Yeah, last night was a little off, but the night before we placed in second between some of the contest we just put on here from just strictly talking at that time. It would have been like 22nd to 24th place, but if you would have switched, was it Jokic?
If you would have played Jokic instead of Nurkic, which we did kind of mention on that show as well, you would have been top 4 pretty much in every of the pro contest. And then even if you were in a regular contest too, a $1 one, $5 one, whatever, you still probably would have done pretty high up there as well.
All right. Let's get into some of this talk.
Yep.
Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Thursday studs.
Yeah, so we kind of talked about Fournier just a little bit too. He really went off. He was making every shot, and then Burks and RJ Barrett didn't make any shots. Essentially, they had 5. They were combined, 5 for 25 yesterday. And Jason Tatum, he obviously was the right Boston Celtic last night. We did play Jaylen Brown. Had a little bit concerns with Jason Tatum just being that second game back. What's his conditioning like? So obviously, he kind of doubted. We really answered those questions yesterday. Brandon Ingram finally remembered how to shoot the ball yesterday. He was playing very well, but before that, he'd been shooting terrible. Like, he was 3 for 18 the one game, 5 for 18 the other game, and I don't remember what the third game was since he came back. Dylan Brooks, you did have up there too. Dylan Brooks was coming off of COVID. Nobody really played him yesterday.
Other graphic up, my bad.
Oh, you're good. And then another guy that we did have too that I said we definitely need to have up there was just Chris Paul, because he did have a triple-double last night. He had over 77 FanDuel points yesterday. So
he had 72,
Chris Paul,
I think 72 points for on here on SuperDraft.
Yeah, but he definitely that triple-double.
Yeah, shit's crazy, man. Yeah, he did really, really well. I don't even think he scored that many points, like physical points. I think he was just
he only
14. I don't even think I think on super, because I played his over on SuperDraft Pro, 14 and a half points, and he didn't hit it.
I told you go under. You don't listen.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, he had like 13 rebounds, which is crazy for Chris Paul because he's not like a super big rebounding guard by any means. Yeah.
And Hustler says, Anthony, make sure you hang out for the whole show. He said they always got the 420 crew lineups. Hell yeah, dude. We're always trying to help everyone out here.
Yeah,
to the round.
especially if you're in that SuperDraft Pro contest, we'll be going over that one after the main slate starts too. So you're going to get kind of some more information on that, and that's kind of the big one. If you're in here, you're already on the subscription side.
Yeah. So about 45 minutes, we'll be talking more about the subscription side, the subscription game, the Co6. So that's what they're doing. And if anybody doesn't know that, if you're not on the subscription side and you don't know some of these games that they have or some of the games that they do offer, Co6 just means like if you play on like super or on what is it, DraftKings, it's called the captain spot, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
so they're captain, their showdown lineups is what the DraftKings call them. They're single game lineups on FanDuel, or sometimes they call them the MVP mode. I don't remember exactly what it is on for FanDuel, just because I don't really play them on FanDuel because it's only like 5 spots. So
yeah, I mean, and it's just basically they get their multipliers go up. Like, so if you had somebody with a 1 times multiplier, you put them in the champion spot, they're at a 1.5. So you're adding 50% of whatever their shit is, and then the co-champ is 25%.
Yep,
so
it's
pretty dope
for their multiplier.
Yeah, for the multiplier.
It's not just you get an extra 20. It's not just you get like an extra 25%. Like say if the guy's like a 3 multiplier and you put him in champion spot, then he gets the 4.5 too. Because like even when I first started doing that, I'm like, oh, they get like way more instead of just like a plus 50% or whatever, And then yesterday,
our throw darlings, man, Cameron Johnson, and he looked like a freaking stud. Watching that game, holy shit, that boy can shoot.
He was one of the guys we did mention in the dart throws yesterday too, and the 1.75 multiplier. The median projection for him was about 28, 29 points, which would have put him right in play anyways. He had a little bit better game than that, so he ended up with 77.44. And then after that, there wasn't a lot of dart throws yesterday, but it was the Lees that got it. So Damon Lee, he was 1.85 and a multiplier. He had 35.8 points. He ended up with 66.33 points. He really benefited yesterday, especially from Otto Porter Jr. and Jordan Poole not shooting well. So it's kind of that situation like Evan Fournier. He kind of benefited from the other guys not shooting well. And then Damon Lee came out and he played pretty well. And then Sabin Lee, man, this dude only played like 16 minutes yesterday, but he had a 1.85 multiplier, 27.9 points. So he got over 51.62 points, which like on a normal day is an okay performance, but comparison to yesterday with a lot of guys kind of flopping, that was a really good performance. I don't think anybody out there played Sabin Lee, and he just kind of had a very nice game, even though he only played 16 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what some of these people can do in a short amount of time. It's unreal. All right, let's get into the duds. Let's get into it, and this is just so feeling brown.
It was so in all fairness, like 80%, probably 85% of the slate yesterday was duds. Like it was not a good day for DFS overall, no matter if you were playing on SuperDraft, FanDuel, DraftKings, anything. Like there was not that many players that were actually paying off. Jonas Valanciunas, 1.2 multiplier, 31.5 points, ended up with 37.8. Like, yes, it's a bad performance for him. Like he didn't, honestly, he didn't play that bad on the court, but what we were expecting out of him, he didn't live up to par. And I mean, there was only a couple centers that still beat him, though. Honestly, it was like Julius Randle and then Robert Williams, obviously, because he had 7 blocks. Jaylen Brown, obviously, Jason Tatum had that big game. Jaylen Brown was doing pretty well in the first half, too. I think he had like 26 FanDuel points at that point in time. And then like second half just didn't do like anything at all. Sadiq Bey,
Tatum really came on. Tatum really came on, man. He was not only was he shooting, he was setting up a lot of threes. I mean, he was shooting threes though too, but he was setting up a lot of shots. He had so many assists yesterday. It was crazy. He was actually doing a lot on the court.
Yeah. So what does Anthony say here? He had Chris Paul, Marcus Morris, looks like Steven Adams, Jason Tatum, and Jackson. So I believe that's probably going to be what's his name? Jaren Jackson, I would believe. Yeah, that's a pretty good line there yesterday. Obviously, the worst one's probably Jaren Jackson out of that bunch, but that was a pretty good one. And then we had you kind of been on Sadiq Bey a little bit, but yeah,
did not play him yesterday. I did not.
He's not. He looked a lot. Him and Diallo, they were both better when Cade Cunningham wasn't back, and then even Cade Cunningham yesterday, they all kind of sucked. Like the Pistons just weren't good yesterday. They got blown out.
Diallo was down.
Yeah,
Diallo didn't play as well.
No. Him and Sadiq Bey really got more shots when Cunningham was out. So those are guys I'm kind of avoiding unless their multiplier goes like way up once again. And the big Al Horford 1.35 only had 14 points. Just didn't play worth a crap yesterday, honestly. So
yeah, it's crazy. Some of the big guys didn't play at all. I mean, there was Williams, man. He was getting some mad. I mean, how many blocks did he have last night? I think 8 or 9. He was so many blocks.
He ended up with 7. So 7. And then you had so that's 21 points. You had the multiplier. That's 28 points that he had from blocks. And he only ended up with like 61 points. So he pretty much, like, outside of the blocks, he wasn't very good. But just the fact that Robert Williams always has these blow up games, not like always, but like every once in a while, he has these blow up games that just really breaks the slate.
Yeah, both Williams yesterday in that game were just blocking maniacs. It was crazy. It was like block. I was like, Jesus, this is crazy.
You kind of wish Robert Williams would do a little bit more every once in a while, because it's like, if he doesn't get the blocks, like, he's not that useful. But like, that's why we talked about with him yesterday, him and Al Horford at that same 1.35 multiplier. There wasn't a lot of centers on the slate. It's like if one of these guys kind of has that boom game, or they have a game where they have like a bunch of blocks or steals or assists or anything like that, that's when they really take off. So one of them got there, one of them didn't, which is pretty much what's going to happen every time with Boston, just with those two guys, because it's really hard for them both to go off in the same game.
David says it was doomed at 9. Probably talking about Anthony's lineup. All right. So I don't know how updated. I did this earlier. So anytime I do anytime I put this initial slide up, it's before any of this stuff. Usually I set this up at night, the night before. So if there's anybody in here that's not playing, sorry. But this is just why we call it the initial look. It is the initial look at what players are going to be playing in these slates. So this is kind of what we're at. This is just something that we're going to be posting, either the night before or in the morning, so that people can kind of see what we're looking at, stuff like that.
Yeah, and obviously we have a couple more that got added after that too as well. So
agreed. So let's talk about some of the guards.
Yeah, so I mean, James Harden, he was on the dud list last time out, but obviously that's with Kyrie Irving playing. Kyrie Irving is not playing tonight because they're playing in Brooklyn. He's not allowed to play in Brooklyn since he's unvaccinated. So James Harden, a game against the Bucks. If this game's competitive, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Giannis, Chris Middleton, all these guys are going to look really good. And we're going to be talking a lot about those guys when we get over to the Coast 6, so we're not going to waste too much time on that right now. But they're all in play, all 4 of those guys definitely for sure. DeJounte Murray, he returned last time out, played very well, 1.1 multiplier. However, it is noteworthy that the Spurs are without a ton of guys tonight, so they are without 3 of their 5 starters due to the COVID list. And let me see that real quick. I'm getting back up to that. So it is Doug McDermott, Derek White, and Kelton Johnson, and then Derek Vassell, one of the key reserves, is out too. So remember a couple nights ago where we had Derek White, we had no DeJounte Murray, and Derek White was playing out of his mind, and he only ends up playing 22 minutes, and then he ends up being a dud. That is something that could happen with DeJounte Murray today against the 76ers if the rest of the Spurs don't help him out, because there's not a lot of talent there outside of him. Tonight's slate, it's going to be him and Jakob Poeltl, and then kind of a bunch of rotation guys in that starting lineup, and then some of those guys that normally aren't in the rotation behind them also going to be playing tonight as well. It looks like Trey Jones did get ruled out now as well, so he must be on the COVID list as well. So definitely going to be some interesting ones there. We'll see what their starting lineup looks like, because when we get into the dark throws, there's going to be a lot of Spurs on that list. Let's see. So we got Bradley Beal. He's at 1.1. It is noteworthy that Spencer Dinwiddie does come back. I know we kind of talked about Kyle Kuzma kind of taking that step down. His multiplier got a little bit lower, and then Spencer Dinwiddie coming back. They're all fighting for usage. Bradley Beal is going to dip down just a little bit in terms of usage, in terms of playmaking and assist opportunities. Still going to be a good play, but just not quite at the level of what he's been lately, at least. Then we get down to Darius Garland. We kind of talked about him a little bit already, but 1.25 definitely in play. He's been very, very good this year. Like I said, borderline all-star. There's not any, like, if you play Darius Garland on any slate, I'm not going to be disappointed about it. There's slates where he might not pay off, but most of the time he's paying off. So he's a guy that I'm definitely a big fan of, and definitely a fan of playing overall. De'Aaron Fox there, 1.3. His multiplier, was up. It's up a little bit just because he hadn't been playing that well. He's been over 40 points the last 3 games. You take 40 points times 1.3, you're at 52 points right there. If that's your base for the night, that's already off to a really good start. Josh Giddey there, he had that triple-double. I don't think many people really chased him, but he had another good rebounding game last time out. 1.4, he's definitely in play. Then we get down to Norman Powell, Anthony Simons, both at 1.45. We both seen them take that step up for the Portland Trailblazers. They both had pretty good games last, 2 or 3 times out now. Definitely in play once again. Just be wary that their multiplier is a little bit lower than it has been. Seth Curry, our boy, last time out was 1.65.
Multiplier though. I still like the multiplier. 1.55 is still a decent enough multiplier where I think I'm gonna tamper or play along with that and make that one of my just go-to guys, especially just tonight.
He's definitely a good play once again. It is noteworthy that they signed Tyler Johnson back to a second 10-day contract now, so he'll probably get that backup run, but it's probably only going to be 12 to 16 minutes. If this, the only problem you have is if this game doesn't remain competitive against the Spurs, kind of shorthanded, so that could affect some of these 76ers players overall. So that's just something you need to keep in mind when you're looking at the slate overall. Jordan Clarkson, as long as he's playing tonight, he's got some back soreness, but he's 1.6 multiplier. The Jazz are without, for their 5 starters, they're without Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Rudy Gobert. And then Joe Ingles, he's obviously on the COVID list. He's a key rotational player as well. So Jordan Clarkson, with some of these dudes that are playing tonight, there's a chance that Jordan Clarkson just goes out and chucks up the ball 30 times. That's a realistic possibility. Because he's probably going to be one of the best players on the court. If Hassan Whiteside gets ruled in, then he's obviously going to be there too as well. Just keep in mind this Utah game because there's going to be a decent amount of value there. I know the slate locks at 6 o'clock, but there's only the one 6 o'clock game. So you can change your lineup after that. We'll have that Jazz starting lineup, before we get done talking, before we get off the air. So there could be some potential values there. So just keep that in mind overall. And then another guy that was that I added after we did the graphic was Jalen Brunson. He's 1.55 multiplier. Luka Doncic is doubtful tonight. Jalen Brunson, when Luka's not in there, he just turns into a maniac, and he's probably going to be the best player on the court. It's a very similar situation to Jordan Clarkson. Not playing with as many guys hurt, but still, he's going to be obviously their best player. Looking at a minimum 30 points for Jalen Brunson tonight at 1.55. That puts him definitely in play. If he has that upside game of close to 50 once again, probably going to be a guy that you're going to need in your lineup tonight. I do see.
Extra. He says, thoughts on Furkan Korkmaz.
Yeah.
I got him in fantasy today.
Yeah, so he's got the same type of upside once again. He's going to be in that starting lineup. He's been scoring 20 plus, or he scored, I think, exactly 20 points last time out, real life points at least. And there was over 20. He's definitely in play once again. And I don't know too much else to say. I think he's on our forward side just because we had more guards than forwards as well too. So
yeah,
but right. He's definitely somebody to look at once again tonight. And so if you want to just go over to the forward side, we can just do that right away too.
Getting to it, my brother. LeBron. Let's see if LeBron can turn it around. I mean, he was on our dud sheet the other day.
Yeah, so he's had 2 bad games in a row. I'm trying to remember who they play off the top of my head. So they play the Hawks. The Hawks have a bunch of guys questionable today. So Trae Young, Bogdan Bogdanovic. I always screw those 2 guys up. Bogdanovich brothers, even though they aren't brothers, they hate me anyways. John Collins is questionable too. So if some of those guys are back, probably going to be a more competitive game. Probably going to keep LeBron in the game. Maybe if Trae Young, if John Collins, if some of these other guys are out, might not be quite as competitive a game overall. So maybe LeBron's not the best play, but that's kind of the last game on the slate. I mean, you could pivot to somebody from Cleveland or Portland or from Atlanta if you need to go there as well. If LeBron is there and the Hawks kind of get ruled out or something like that. But it looks like they're trending towards playing, but it's really hard to tell at this point in time still. Let's see. So after LeBron, we had Kevin Durant and Giannis. Already talked about them.
Yep.
So pretty much anybody out of the big 4 tonight in that Brooklyn Nets game, as long as that game's not a blowout, should be in play. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Giannis, and Chris Middleton. We did add Chris Middleton to the list later today because it came out that Drew Holiday is dealing with COVID. He's not playing tonight, obviously, so that makes Chris Middleton a little bit better play as well. Let's see. We have Pascal Siakam. He's 1.2 multiplier. They do play the Jazz tonight, which is a very the Raptors should roll in this game. So maybe Pascal Siakam's not the best play tonight just because if they get up early, he's not going to play into the fourth quarter. So there is some concern about that. But, in a blowout, somebody still has to score the ball to get ahead by, 20 points or whatever it is. So that could be Pascal Siakam. That could be Fred VanVleet if you want to go to either of those two. I don't have a major problem with it. Just have a little bit of caution with it.
I'm all about VanVleet.
Say that again.
Said I'm all about VanVleet.
Yeah, it's just that game should be like such a blowout that they're probably going to lose like 6 minutes at least off their playing time. So it's tough for pretty much any of the Raptors tonight. So it's just a major concern overall. But then we have DeMar DeRozan at 1.2. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan's been playing great this year. 1.2 multiplier, probably a little bit higher than it should be at this point in time. If he comes out, he has a good game, should definitely pay off once again. Evan Mobley at 1.35. We've seen the upside from him this year. He's playing big minutes once again. And if he hits that upside, he's definitely going to be somebody in play. We do have Bobby, or at least on my list that I added to, was Bobby Portis at 1.55. I know he didn't pan out the last time, but he got in foul trouble. I don't expect that to happen once again against the Nets tonight. So definitely in play. We'll talk a little bit more about him in the SuperDraft Pro contest once again. And then Korkmaz at 1.7. We just briefly mentioned in talking there as well. I know Second Take Extra had that question too about Malik Monk, 19.5 points plus assists. It says it's kind of risky, but the past 6 games he's done pretty well. So the biggest thing with Malik Monk there is you're pretty much betting on the points because he's not a guy that's going to get a ton of assists most night. So that's kind of up to you if you want to bet it or not. It's probably not one that I'd do myself personally because you're just betting on the points. You're not really, if you're lucky, you might get 3 assists out of him on most nights at least.
Ooh, all the dollar entries are gone for the night.
Yeah. So I see Antonio's comment. He's like, they're not brothers. I always thought they were. I did for the longest time too. And it was just like a running joke, especially on my channel, because whenever I pick one of them as a core pick, like that one, it seemed like that one would kind of dud. And then the other one would go off for like 60 points. Like it was ridiculous. But it was like 3 out of 4 times that keep happening because like one would look really good. And then it's just like, okay. Luka just did get officially ruled out. He was doubtful at that point in time. So obviously we already talked about Jalen Brunson. He looks pretty good.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some of the centers.
Yep. So centers, we got Joel Embiid once again. I know he didn't have the best game, or like he wasn't bad. He just wasn't what we needed him to be the last time out, at least. Once again, they are playing the Spurs. That's a potential blowout game. So use a little bit of caution there. A lot of times it's hard to play Embiid on the same slate as Jokic because Jokic has typically the higher upside overall, a little bit safer as well. There is times where I do play Joel Embiid just because Jokic is going to get the ownership. I'm not sure that tonight's going to be that night, but they're both definitely in play once again. Jokic, he's pretty much going to do whatever he wants. He's the only Denver Nugget I would consider playing on SuperDraft tonight too, by the way, because like all the other guys, they have to hit ceiling games in order to actually pay off, especially on a slate with 9 games. Jarrett Allen, obviously, we've seen what he did the last time out at 1.25. A guy that's going to get you traditionally 40 points, has some upside for more. He's another guy like Robert Williams who can come out and get a bunch of steals and blocks and really pay off in that regard too. And then if you don't have him in your lineup, you're going to be like, what was I doing? So he's definitely going to be one of the top ones for me. Nikolai Jokic, Nurkic once again. However, they are playing Cleveland, I do believe. Let me double check that. So Cleveland has a lot of talented big men, and Nurkic is somebody that does get in foul trouble too. So if he gets a little handsy, then he could get in foul trouble and he might not pay off too. It is notable that Cody Zeller is back from the COVID list tonight, so he'll be playing behind Nurkic at least. So they have a traditional center behind him, so maybe he loses a couple minutes there. But he's still a guy that has a ton of upside, especially when Damian Lillard's not playing. But the foul trouble could definitely be there against Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, and Kevin Love.
All right, I got a contest. I had to do a $5 one, so we got to win.
Yeah, and then
Jakob. Way to go, Donnie! Way to take all my contests, brother. I appreciate you. No, it's awesome. It's really fun that everyone wants to get in and start playing this shit because it is a lot of fun. It's way different than the other stuff.
And that's something too. I don't know exactly what their plan is long term, but I think they should get some more bigger, like more of those bigger tournaments, get a couple, like $1, $2, $3 contests in there too as well, because on any given night it's like there's a $1 one, there's like a $3 trade contest, but like once those fill up, sometimes there's not a lot of opportunities if people are kind of joining us late, they're building their lineups right now if they're already reserved up. but it's a good thing to see too that these contests are starting to fill up. And I know that people at SuperDraft, they're going to be like, okay, so this is working. So they're going to try to put more contests out there too.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And I think it's just right now that there's not as many people involved. So
But
you
it's
have
at
so much
least
to
a,
think about.
yeah, it's at least a positive sign that all these contests are filling too. Giannis is officially ruled in, which he was dealing with the illness last time out, which was a couple days ago. So didn't really have any concerns about him not playing. And then what was the other one? I think the Spurs lineup came out too.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Give me 1 second. I gotta click on it. So the Spurs are starting DeJounte Murray, Bryn Forbes, Josh Primo. Primo is a guy that has either a 1.9 multiplier or a 2 multiplier. So he's definitely going to be a guy to look at in terms of dart throws, which we were still getting to. He's a guy that I added later once we knew some of these guys were going to be out too. Hold on. Josh Primo is a 2x multiplier. He's starting tonight. Keta beats Diop, who is another potential dart throw. I believe he's got a 0.95 multiplier. So he's definitely in play. He's a guy that might not get big minutes though. And then Jakob Pertl once again. Yeah, Clarkson is still
David,
a game time.
David, yeah, I know that we got to get in early. You can do this shit. And the crazy thing is, I always get on Hustler about it for football. Like, you got to get in early. Just put it in a lineup or whatever, and then just change it later if you need to. And it's crazy. You're right. I needed to listen to my own advice.
Sometimes you got to listen to yourself. Let's
Ronnie
see.
says Clarkson is still good or good to go.
No, it's a game time decision.
Or game time decision.
Yeah, he's still a game time decision. He's dealing with a sore back, but I still do expect him to play. They need at least 2 of their questionable guys to play. We'll have, and like I said, we'll have the Jazz news before we get off the air on this show. So make sure you get in there. Make sure you get your lineups. Obviously, you're not just going to play guys from the 6 o'clock game because there's only one 6 o'clock game too. I mean, there's some decent value there on the Spurs side, but obviously you're not going to just play that one game out. But in terms of the dart throws that we do have here, Bryn Forbes, obviously in that starting lineup now, we got that news for the Spurs. He's a 1.9 multiplier. He's a guy that can go out and chuck up a bunch of threes and make a bunch of threes and really put himself over the top. Not a guy that gets a lot of assists, not a guy that gets a lot of rebounds, because if you look at the guy, he's like 6'2", 6'3", real skinny guy. Greg Popovich loves him though, because he brought him back. He played a little bit of a role last year for the Bucks. He's not afraid to shoot. That's definitely for sure. And I mean, guys like him, guys like Lonnie Walker, guys like Keta Diop, Josh Primo. Oh, wait. Hold on. So Kenny Walker or Lonnie Walker's not starting because Primo's starting. So Lonnie Walker was questionable earlier on the day too. They like to leave Lonnie Walker, Devin Vassell coming off the bench typically. So Lonnie Walker, there is a little bit of risk there just since he was questionable earlier on in the day, but definitely somebody that's still in play as well. So pretty much when you're talking about the Spurs, Bryn Forbes, Lonnie Walker, Josh Primo, and Keta Diop, those are 4 dart throw players. If you really want to take a chance on one of them, maybe you build a couple different lineups and you switch out those guys through your different lineups, and hopefully one of them hits. Hope maybe even 2 of them hits, and then you have 2 good winning lineups as well. But back to the dart throws that we did have in play. So Javonte Smart is somebody that we'll talk a little bit more about with the Co-6, but the Bucks do not have a point guard at this point in time. Javonte Smart is a guy that signed a 2-way deal. He's a rookie. Don't have a lot of data on him. He hasn't played that great so far this year, but if he gets big minutes, if he actually ends up playing well at 2X, definitely somebody to look at. Jared Butler could end up starting for the Heat as well today, alongside, Jordan Clarkson and whoever else ends up playing. He's a 2X multiplier. If he plays big minutes, he could come out and play pretty well. He played well at Baylor, but hasn't really had too many chances so far this season. Trent Forrest is another guy that's starting or has the potential at least to start for the Utah Jazz with the 2 multiplier. Wesley Matthews, also another guy that has a potential, or he's a guy that's going to start at least for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's got a multiplier of 2. We're going to be doing a lot of talking about him as well in that Co-6 contest. And then going back to Lonnie Walker, his was 1.8. So him, Josh Primo, Keta Diop, Josh Primo, or I said Josh Primo twice there, Bryn Forbes, they're all, let's see.
Popovich interviews are amazing. The ball didn't go in the hole.
I love Popovich. Like, he is one of the greatest coaches of all time, but like he needs to retire. And like, cause these teams are just like I don't think it's fun for him anymore either. Cause like the teams haven't been good in a while either.
That will happen. Sometimes you do And a bunch of players that either can't play together or
Well,
sometimes that vibe is vibing.
so they made the playoffs essentially every year from Tim Duncan getting drafted to like last year, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. So it was a long streak. And then even before that, they had just the one bad year where David Robinson got hurt, and then they kind of drafted Tim Duncan. Obviously, that ended up very well. Going back to our dart throws though, with the forwards that we do have, Rudy Gay, if he does end up playing, there is some optimism that he plays, but there is also some pessimism that he rests. He played big minutes like 2 nights ago. He had been dealing with an injury earlier on in the year. They call it kind of like injury management and stuff like that. But if he ends up playing at 1.5 multiplier, him and Jordan Clarkson going to be the 2 main point scorers on the slate, or at least on the team for the Utah Jazz. Maxi Kleber offers that upside once again at 1.75, but he's also a guy that could get you 20 points. He could get you 30, but if he gets the steals, or not the steals, if he gets the blocks and the 3-pointers go down for him, definitely a guy that could pay off. Keta Beats stay up. We already talked about it at 1.95. DeAndre Bembry's on there as well at 2x multiplier. We've seen him pay off last time. If he's in that starting lineup, because there is no Kyrie Irving today, somebody else has to start. It's most likely going to be Patty Mills. Last time they did end up starting David Duke, but hey, if DeAndre Bembry, he played really well in limited minutes last time out, maybe he ends up in the starting lineup once again today. Then let's see. We got Eric Paschall, who's a 2x multiplier for the Jazz as well. If he ends up in that starting lineup, if he plays big enough minutes, he could pay off as well. And then last but not least, we do have those centers, which Dwight Powell at 2x. He's done well in some games without Kristaps Porzingis. Obviously, there's no Luka too, so there's definitely some opportunities for him. It's just whether or not he plays enough minutes, because that's his big question. Sometimes he's at 22 minutes, sometimes he's up to 26. If he gets up to 28 minutes, he definitely could pay off. And then last but not least, my boy Udoka Azubuike, and he is out of Kansas. He played very well there, obviously. He's kind of banged up. He was dealing with an ankle injury earlier this year. If Hassan Whiteside does not end up playing for some reason, Azubuike could be in play. Not sure how many minutes he's going to get overall, though. And then even going back to the center position too, Hassan Whiteside's 1.6 multiplier. If he plays, he's definitely in play. But yeah, that's running down it all real quick. I know we're kind of up against it. We got about 16 minutes to kind of try and set our lineup, so we can kind of get into that a little bit if you can bring that up.
Yep, I'm going to bring it up right now.
Yeah. And then the 76ers lineup was announced too. It was just is the same as it was the last time out. Furkman, Korkmaz, Seth Curry, Matisse Thybulle, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. Actually, I think last time out they had Danny Green starting, but they have Thybulle starting now. So essentially the same lineup.
If y'all got any questions, feel free to ask. And I want you all to join in too, because we're going to set a lineup here. And I put $5 in, so help me. What's up,
brother? Is this
a
tournament contest, or is it like a
tournament?
It's not like a 50-50 or like a 10-man contest or anything like that.
It's just, first place gets a shit ton of money. It's just like any other contest. It's not like a double up or like a.
Yeah, because I know SuperDraft is real. They have a lot of 50-50s, and they have a lot of 10-man contests where like the top 3 get paid or whatever. So
I haven't done a lot of those yet. I haven't done a lot of the 50-50s. I probably should get into doing some of those, because it'd be easier to win a little bit of money than doing these big tournaments.
So it looks like we got John up in here. He says New York open sports betting tomorrow, and he can't wait. So I know here in Wisconsin, the casino next to Green Bay is going to open up sports betting, I believe, sometime this year. So hopefully the rest of the state kind of comes along with it too. So it's definitely exciting, and a lot of places are really getting into that right now.
I think they're going to be doing it here somewhere in Minnesota too. I don't know if it's one of the casinos that's doing it, or if it's going to be like what is it? One of the horse tracks. Like it'll be it'll be a casino or one of the horse tracks. And it might be the one that's in Forest Lake. That one usually does some crazy weird shit.
Yeah, ours is. So this one is the Indian Casino right outside out of Green Bay.
Yep.
At least that's where they're starting.
I mean, it's nice. It'll be nice that we can kind of go and do sports book shit now. Like, it sucks that I don't have to drive forever to do it.
Yeah.
But whatever. If I want to, it's better than having to fucking fly somewhere else.
Yep. Pay a bookie.
Uncle Buck, what's up? So if you're talking about the SuperDraft Pro subscription side, the game is it's the Bucks versus versus Brooklyn. So we're gonna get into that game here after we talk about the main slate of all the games. So this is just a cash game. We're playing on the cash game right now.
Oh,
All right.
crap. So Jordan Clarkson was just ruled out.
Oh,
Jordan
shit.
Clarkson, Royce O'Neal are both ruled out now, and Patrick Beverly. So there's a couple things there. So yeah, so some of those 2X guys for the Jazz are going to look pretty good. We'll see what the starting lineup looks for them as well. The Thunder starting lineup just came out, but I think they start at 8. And that's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Aaron Wiggins, and Jerome Robinson Earl. So no real surprises there, I guess.
What do you think about Giddey tonight?
He's fine. Like he's in play at 1.4, but like he's not a priority play for me at least. But this Jazz news is going to be pretty big because we got no Jordan Clarkson. We have no Royce O'Neal.
So I should be playing Van Vliet for Toronto.
No, they're going to blow out in like the halfway through the game. like that is who I would not play.
Yeah, but you thought the Knicks were going to blow up, or you thought who'd you say last night? The Nets. You thought the Nets were going to blow out the other team, and they didn't.
No, Nets.
I mean, it was. I mean, they got by like
the Suns should have blown out the Clippers. The Suns should have blown out the Clippers, but Marcus Morris decided to carry the team on his back end. Devin Booker shot like 2 for 23, or 5 for 23, excuse me.
Okay, let's go through. Let's get a lineup set here. Do we want to play James Harden tonight?
Maybe. That's a game that could blow out though. Like, there's so many blowout potential games.
I don't know. You think Brooklyn's going to blow out Milwaukee or the other way around?
I think Brooklyn's going to blow out Milwaukee.
Like Giannis is like. I mean, it's game.
Yeah, but they only have Giannis and Middleton tonight. They have Giannis, Middleton, and Portis and like a bunch of scrubs. And like, I don't know. I just think there's a chance that Brooklyn blows them out. But if they blow them out, Harden probably does well to blow them out. So like, you can go there. I'm not like against it, but
what about Anthony Edwards at 1.35?
He's not bad now. He's not as bad now because Patrick Beverly got ruled out. What is can you see what the multiplier is on D'Angelo Russell? Because he might be a better option now with Beverly out. He's
a 1.3.
1.3. I don't hate him tonight at 1.3 with Beverly out because he's going to get more ball handling again. I definitely don't hate that. Let me just say this too real quick. With Utah, the fact that Jordan Clarkson and Royce O'Neal both got ruled out and we have no news on Rudy Gay or Hassan Whiteside yet, I'm going to assume those two guys are playing. I could be wrong, though.
I really like Anthony Edwards as a player.
Let's see. I'm not the biggest Anthony Edwards guy. Like, yeah, he's a great athlete and all this stuff.
Yeah,
he's a guy that goes out there and chucks up the ball like as much as he can too. So he's just, I don't know. He's like annoying. He's not a guy you want to play with. At least let's put it that way.
All right, we're going with Seth Curry for sure at 155.
Hold on.
It's a 6 o'clock game.
Yeah, I'm multitasking here real quick. So if you want to carry this part for a second,
I still think I want to go Harden though. Who do we have at the? Let's see.
Hold on, give me 1 second. So I mean, at guards, I think you have a pretty good shot at taking one of these dart throw guys.
I'm sorry, guys. If I don't come see your questions, it's because I'm actually on a different screen. I'm trying to go through the SuperDraft Pro shit. I'm sorry.
Yep. And I am updating something real quick on my own my channel as well. So I really like Darius Garland. I like De'Aaron Fox. I like Seth Curry. I like Jalen Brunson a lot. Jordan Clarkson's not playing. God, who plays for him? So I would get two regular guys, and then I would get a dart throw guy. So I want
What's
to
up,
take like
Joel?
I want
What's
to take
Joel
like a
Mama,
four.
Joel?
I want to take like a Bryn Forbes. I want to take like a um, Josh Primo, a Wesley Matthews, a Devontae Smart, a Trent Forrest, a Jared Butler. Put Jared Butler in as a filler for right now, at least, because I think he starts. Jared Butler, he's got 2 multipliers. So
Joel, you know Joel from he's our one in our tree SuperDraft Pro. he said Bucks are gonna win tonight.
I don't think they are. I really don't. And like I live in Wisconsin.
Oh shit!
I gotta.
All right, what are we looking for? Sorry, I was on.
Yeah, I'm not a. Got to play Garland tonight. I'm definitely a fan of doing that.
All right, so where are we at? You said 2 times player.
Who you got now? Who you got so far?
Curry
you got
and Russell. Yeah.
Russell and Curry. I put Jared Butler at 2 in, at least now for the like for a placeholder. That's always something you can swap out too. But that 2 multiplier, like they have nobody tonight for Utah. Like I think he's got to do something. I feel like you almost have to play Rudy Gay now at 1.75
for a forward.
Yeah, he's a forward. Sorry, I'm like doing 2 things at once.
What's his multiplier?
1.75 for Rudy Gay, and he's gonna be like he's the only guy that can score points on their team. Like somebody else is going to score points, but he's the only like a proven guy that can do it. At least let's put it that way. So yeah, we had a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today, so we got a little bit behind there. So him, honestly, like you can go with Giannis, you can go with Kevin Durant, you can go with, let's see, LeBron James, kind of all the guys we mentioned. All those guys are in play. I really like Rudy Gay to play along with 2 of the guys that we did have kind of mentioned. And
yep, I got him in there. I got him in there for sure.
Yeah.
I got him in there for sure.
Yep. So then if you want to put in.
We'll probably go LeBron.
Put in LeBron. I like Chris Middleton tonight at 1.3. I really do.
All right, we got a buck in there for you, Joel. Got a buck in there for you. Let's see. We got 6 minutes to get this lineup in. Hey, Huss, the context, it doesn't start for another 30 minutes, brother. So we got you.
Yeah, we're doing that one next.
Yeah, PGA Pro game. Lord knows how. Well, I didn't even watch today.
I haven't double checked yet, but
he said play Garland. Let's play Garland.
Yeah, I do like Garland too. I think it's kind of like you get to the Garland Russell play. I like both those guys. You can, if you want to not play a dart throw and Jared Butler, you can play Darius Garland there too. We're just kind of putting one together, and you guys can do as many different options as you want to as well. So let's see. Who'd you put in? Chris Bill? Garland?
Yeah.
He's at guard.
Well, shit. Who are we gonna take out then? Butler?
Yeah, like you can, like I said, you can take Butler out if you want. You can play, like there's a lot of different options if you're out there listening. So right now, what I would try to do is at least get a lineup in no matter what, and have guys that are either not in that first game, or if you're taking a dart throw on one of the Spurs guys, put one of them in.
No, we went LeBron.
So that's what we call. That's what they call at least like a dummy lineup. So at least you have something in there, so you're not just locked out and don't have anything. At least
I think we're gonna go with this right here. We're gonna go Russell,
Jokic,
Seth Curry. Yeah, I went Jokic. Yeah. So at guards, I went Russell, Curry, Seth Curry, Seth, and then I went Butler, and then for a forward, I went Gay. And then Middleton and LeBron, and then Jokic at center.
Yep. So let's see. That's a pretty that looks pretty solid. Did you keep Butler in that one, or you changed it? I don't remember.
No, I don't have Butler in there, so I have Middleton. Oh yeah, I have Butler in there.
No, either way, like it's not like you can go Garland. You can that's the spot like you can change really. You can do somebody else if you want to do somebody else off of Russell. We talked about a ton of guards. There are a lot of different guards there tonight, especially like a Jalen Brunson or somebody like that too.
All right, let's see here.
Yeah, so I do see. Hold on, real quick. So I do see somebody saying you guys have got Javonte Smart starting for Milwaukee tonight. Have they announced the Milwaukee starting lineup? That's the better question because I don't know that they have yet. If he is starting, he's definitely in play for the pick six contest because he's the only point guard they have left on the roster. However, if he doesn't end up starting, I really don't like him. Even though he's got that crazy high multiplier. If he gets to 20 points, he could be the best play on that. Co-6 contest. We'll be talking a little bit about that too as well in a minute here. So you got that all set for the
yeah,
lineup
I got
there?
that set up. It's set.
And then we'll get moved over to the Co-6 once you got that all good.
I got two of them, so we can adjust some of these players on one. So this will be this our one, and I should have two. I think I hit save twice, so it should be two.
Well, and like I mentioned, there is unless you're playing Seth Curry, unless you're playing Korkmaz, or unless you're playing like DeJounte Murray or one of the dart throws in that first game, you're probably not like too into that first game either way. So as long as you get that dummy lineup in there, just any guys that are starting later on tonight, then you can always trade them out as well, especially as we get more news here. Because like we're gonna still get that Utah Jazz starting lineup. Looks like Rudy Gay and Hassan Whiteside are at least ruled in at this point in time. So I'd be very interested in those two players. Hassan Whiteside does have a lot of upside. I wish his multiplier was just a little bit higher on 1.6 though.
Yeah. All right.
The Kings don't have a center. The Kings have a lot of centers. Their centers are just not good. Let's put it that way.
I'm gonna get this set up for us to do.
Yeah, if you do that,
stuff, and then I'll get the. Let me see.
Yep. Yeah, just let me know when you're good, and I'll get the.
All right, I got it up. Let me get to some of these questions, and we can pull up our other stuff too.
If you get the questions.
Yeah. Jemima said the match win game Sunday is allowing me to play all QBs if I want. Crazy. Straight cash, homie. Oh, shit.
Is that real? What? Is that real? I feel like that's not real, but I could be wrong.
Okay, we're going to talk here in a little bit, Jemima.
Yeah, we can take a look at that. We can take a look at football after we get done with this at least.
I am number 8, says Bogard. It's Luigi. So this multiplier is at 4.45. Anyone I should sub
in the champion spot.
Yeah.
So it just depends if he's starting or not. Once we have that news, we'll have a good idea.
Dave says forwards one more time, please. Forwards one more time. So
we have Rudy Gay is one that I do like for sure. I like Chris Middleton a lot at 1.3. You can also play Giannis. You can also play Kevin Durant. You can also play LeBron James. Those are the ones that we're probably looking at as those 4 into those spots at least. And then Rudy Gay definitely for sure at 1.75 because he's like the only guy that can really score the ball for the Jazz tonight, or at least on a consistent basis. That's proven to do it at least.
Jokic every night. Yeah.
Jokic.
Every night he plays, he's a god. Yeah, he is. Dude, he fucking win.
Not every night, but pretty dang close.
You were so right. You're like, all right, so let's switch this out. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, hold on real quick. I am adjusting one thing.
I can take extra because you guys like Greek Freak over 30.5.
If they want to stay in the game, he's going to have to do it. Let's put it that way. They're going to need him to do it.
Mama's World says it's real. So we got to figure this out so we can get on there too because I want to play all quarterbacks.
Well, that's for Saturday or Sunday anyway. So,
well, I know that.
Are you in the Co-6 now?
Yeah, we're in the Co-6.
Okay,
I'm gonna pull this other stuff up too. I was just trying to go through all the stuff. We still got time, plenty of time.
You're good. I'm just trying to like.
What up, Sir Bongs a lot? Huss said he's throwing out his emojis to you. He's got custom emojis. He's a beast.
I can't even see the emojis. They just like they come through weird here over here at least.
David says, got it. Thanks, coach.
Hopefully we got a good one tonight. should probably. I'm trying to change my own lineup still. I don't even remember who I played, but I think I have Clarkson in there still. I need to get rid of that.
Oh, it's just Antonio says,
But
"What
that
up?
game,
Bongs a lot in the building. Time for a shot and a hit."
yeah. So we do have the Wizards starting lineup. They are going back to their normal starting lineup of Spencer Dinwiddie. They have Bradley Beal, Contavious Caldwell Pope, Kyle Kuzma, and I can't even think of his first name, but Daniel Gafford.
Oh shit, Joel. He's like, yes, extra opportunities for the freak.
Yeah, I mean, hold on real quick.
All right, so these are some of the what SuperDraft Pro. This is just so if anybody's on here, this is what they do for their daily picks or their pro picks. So this was just their first one they had. So their first one, this is what they're gonna be playing. So they got Kevin Durant in at the champion spot, and that makes him have a 1.6 multiplier. Then they got Giannis at the co-champ, and he's at a 1.25 multiplier there. And then so just at any of the flex spots, you got James Harden at 1 times multiplier, Bobby Portis at 1.6, Chris Middleton at 1.35, and Jordan Nwora at 1.8. So what are your thoughts on this?
So I'll tell you right now that I am a lot higher on Chris Middleton tonight than the pro picks are. I'm a little bit lower on Jordan Nwora than the pro picks are, and I am higher on Wesley Matthews too. Wesley Matthews has a very good multiplier. He should be in that starting lineup, probably playing close to 30 minutes tonight. So personally, do we have that news if Smart's starting or not? That's the biggest thing, because he's their only point guard, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if they just start like somebody else and he doesn't start at point guard and Middleton just kind of is the de facto point guard. That would not surprise me at all.
Let's see here. Let me pull up this other one you have.
Yep.
Where is it? There it is. All right. So my man Craig's here. He made a sweet ass. Let's see. Let me remove this. Boom. Little spreadsheet here for us.
Yeah, it might be too small for them to even see, but small for me to see, at least. So
it's small for us to see, yeah, but it's different on their screen. If you blow up our screen, you should be able to see it.
Yep. So what I do, essentially what I did, went through pretty much all the players for both teams. I have what their multiplier is, what their co-champion multiplier is, what my point projection is for each player, what their flex pay is, what their co-captain points would be if they are the co-captain, what their champ points would be if they're co-captain. Off to the side here was just my minutes projection for the Bucks. The Mamu Shelley is, or however the heck you say his last name, Mamu, I just call him, Sen. He is the backup center tonight. He is not on this slate. So if you're looking for him, I think he would have been a decent play, but he's not on this slate, unfortunately. But overall, like for me, the top projected captain play is Chris Middleton. I'm a lot higher on Chris Middleton than the pro picks are. At least I think his assist rate is going to go it's going to go way up just without Drew Holiday on the floor. And we've seen games last year where like Giannis didn't play or Drew Holiday didn't play and Chris Middleton's assist rate went up. Especially there was one time in the playoffs too where that did happen. I like Giannis. Obviously, Giannis, James Harden, Kevin Durant, they're all in play. You can play any of those ones at the captain spot if you really, really want to. I do have Javonte Smart. I know we had some questions about him there. Mm-hmm. I have him currently projected for about 26, 28 minutes. We don't have a good sample size on him. He played one game earlier this year where he played 44 minutes in overtime, or it wasn't even an overtime game. It was just a blowout game against the Pistons where they got blown out by the Pistons, where they just rested all their good players. He didn't play particularly well in that game. He had one other game this year where he kind of played decent minutes and played okay. But the fact of the matter is, like, he's still out there playing with guys like Giannis and Chris Middleton who are going to take a bunch of uses, take a bunch of shots. So it's not like he's going to have all these opportunities to score a bunch of fantasy points, but you're just hoping he gets to 20 if you're playing him in the champion spot, is at least the way that I look at it. But hopefully, let me see if we got that yet. I don't think we have that yet. I am still tinkering.
Shit, so that's the second guy who says Bucks are going to win tonight. Second take extra.
Well, he asked in a question, right? Oh, he said, I think the Bucks. What do you guys think? I think the Nets are going to win pretty easy, but that's me.
Jamal's World says Sunday elite match for QBs. Oh, people paying attention should cash hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, I have
that's
to
who's
go.
doing.
That's dope. It's just QBs. That's crazy.
That'll be really interesting too, just because there's a lot of quarterbacks that aren't playing too. Let's see real quick. So we have the Bucks guys. So the Bucks guys that I like at least is Giannis. I like Chris Middleton. I like Bobby Portis. Jordan Nwora, I will like if he does end up starting. If he doesn't start, I'm not too big on Jordan Nwora in this game. Thanasis, I don't think he's going to play any minutes, or it's going to be like blowout run or very, very minimal minutes. So we're not going to talk about him. Wesley Matthews, I do like a lot more than the pro picks. I think he's going to play 30 minutes tonight, 28, 30 minutes. If he gets 20 to 22 points, it's going to be something that you at least want in your regular flex spot, probably not in your champion spot. Luke Cornett, backup big man. I think Mamu's going to play all the backup center minutes. So I'm not really considering Luke Cornett at all. Rodney Hood, I think he's going to get decent minutes off the bench. I got him predicted for like 20 points. He's not a good fantasy point per minute guy. If he somehow ends up in the starting lineup, though, maybe he's a guy that you throw out there. Semi Ojale, probably going to play like 10 to 12 minutes. Project like he's a terrible fantasy point per minute producer, so not interested in him at all. Javonte Smart, it's just whether or not he starts and how many minutes he does end up playing today. I'm going to look over at see if the starting lineup's out yet, because that's going to make a big difference on the Bucks at least. Hold on, this is reloading. So the Bucks, okay, we got the news now. So the Bucks are starting Wesley Matthews, Jordan Nwora, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Bobby Portis. So Javonte Smart is not playing. I would not play Javonte Smart tonight. If you want to play Jordan Nwora now, you can definitely do that. So I'm super interested in Chris Middleton now, because I assume that he's going to be the de facto point guard tonight, or at least
There we go.
in this group, in this rotation group, which, I mean, I gave him 45 points. I think it might have been a little heavy, but now that he's the de facto point guard, I think he could even go upwards of, like 48 points. So with some of these extra assists.
Yeah, okay, let's look at this time, bro.
So for me, as long as this game remains competitive, Chris Middleton is my captain, the champion spot.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we do have the starting lineup for the Brooklyn Nets as well. So it's James Harden, Patty Mills. David Duke is starting once again. He only played about 16, 18 minutes last time out. I don't really have too much interest in him. Kevin Durant, Nick Claxton. So Claxton is starting. LaMarcus Aldridge is not. One thing I will note, though, is just last year when these two teams played in the playoffs, I know LaMarcus Aldridge wasn't there because of health issues, but they did put Blake Griffin on Giannis a lot last year. So maybe Blake Griffin plays a couple extra minutes tonight. And he played, I think, like 8 last game. It was kind of weird. He just played like these random minutes, but I'm not saying go out and play Blake Griffin, but I think he could get some extra minutes. It's probably I would not touch LaMarcus Aldridge at least tonight.
He went off actually a couple weeks ago. If I'm not mistaken, I think Griffin did have one game where he's just like, all right, well, I'm going to show up again.
So,
what's up, guys?
He went off about 3 different games in a row when everybody else was on COVID. That's it. Like, the dude can still ball, but they're just like they're going to use him in the playoffs. They just don't want to waste him now, essentially, is what it is at the end of the day. Or they want to have him at least healthy and available at that point in time.
Antonio says, "Fuck the Nets" as a Knicks fan.
Well, that makes sense since he's a Knicks fan. So, I am. So let's see. Do you have the contest up or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the contest up. I can only share one screen at a time, so that's fine.
Because I mean that's pretty much self-explanatory. I think on the net side, like James Harden's there, Kevin Durant. I have some interest in Nick Claxton. Like, if you want to chase like DeAndre Bembry or Bruce Brown, like, they're not starting though. That's the hardest part for them, is the fact that they're not starting and their minutes are limited. But, we had Kyrie Irving play 30, 32 minutes last time. Patty Mills played about the same amount of time off the bench. So there is about 30 minutes in flux on the net side tonight. So you're just hoping one of those guys come in and they get hot, or they play well, or, they're on Steve Nash's good side and they keep them in the game, essentially.
Stephen Nash.
Yeah,
good old Nash.
He's an interesting guy for a coach. I think he'd be fun to play for, at least.
So we
not like Steve Kerr.
Can we go Giannis at the co?
Give me 1 second here. So personally, I like putting James Harden or Kevin Durant there. Whoever you personally feel like has the best game tonight. I have Harden projected for more points, but Kevin Durant has a slightly higher multiplier. It ends up pretty much coming out in the wash, though. So either one is fine by me, though, but that's where I'm personally leaning, is one of the two Nets big guys there, or not even big guys, superstars. Let's call it that way.
So then let's go Harden. Hmm.
So like I'll just mention this too. Like I like Jordan Nwora, but I am cautious with him too as well, just because the pro picks are really hyping him up in a lot of their lineups. And he's a guy that he's probably going to play a lot of minutes if he's playing well. So if he plays well, he's going to help you get, or he's going to at least keep you with the field of everybody else playing Jordan Nwora. But he is also a guy that comes out and he's a very streaky shooter. So if he comes out and he shoots the ball really poorly, they're going to go to Rodney Hood. They're going to go to somebody else, probably, whether it's Rodney Hood, Javante Smart, or who's the other guy? They have another guy on the bench too. No, I guess they could go to Semi Ojeleye. I don't think they're going to go to Semi though. So it looks pretty good for Jordan Nwora. It just depends if he makes his shots or not. The Utah Jazz starting lineup is out too as well. And it's Jared Butler, Trent Forrest, Elijah Hughes gets the start over. So Rudy Gay is playing, but he's going to come off the bench. I'm not concerned about him though. There's this weird thing they could say he's active and just not play him though too. So if you're really, really concerned about that, I guess you could be a little bit, I'm not super concerned about it. Unless they just like get blown out right away in the game, they just don't play him. That's something that could happen, but I think the odds of that happening are probably like 3%. But those dart throw guys, Jared Butler's 2x, Trent Forrest is starting, he's 2x, Eric Paschall is 2x. You got 3 guys in the starting lineup for the Utah Jazz that are 2x. Personally, out of those 3 guys, I like Jared Butler probably the best, and then probably Eric Paschall after that. Hassan Whiteside is obviously starting at the center position. So let's see who they have left on their team. So they have Jared Butler, Trent Forrest, Elijah Hughes, Eric Paschall, Hassan Whiteside as the starters, Rudy Gay, Azubuike off the bench. And then who's the last guy off the bench? They have somebody else.
All right, let's see here.
Yeah. I'm kind of rambling on about this, but it's kind of important to the main slate at least.
No, you're good. Keep going, man. We still got plenty of time. I mean, the shit that's set. So it's at 6:30 Central Time was when it goes through. And
Malik Fitz is the last guy too. He's a 2x multiplier, but I would not play him. I don't know like a ton about him, but I don't think he's very good either way.
Let's see. So should we play Matthews?
Okay, so let me see where we're at real quick.
I'm just looking at your where your projections are.
Yeah. So
no,
we have Chris Melton, captain or champion spot. Yeah. So I really like Matthews going into the day anyway. So I would play him. He's starting. I think he's a safe 30 minutes tonight. If he shoots the ball well, he's definitely going to pay off. I don't think a lot of people are going to be chasing him in the champion or co-champion spot. So putting him in the flex play, I don't think a lot of people are going to play him either way. So I really do like him. Let's see. So I had in my initial build, I had Smart, but he's not starting. So I don't really want to play Smart because I think there's just like a chance, like even if he's their only point guard, he still might only play 20 minutes because it's not like he's this guy that's been around the NBA for a while. He's a two-way player, rookie out of college. I do like, see, this is the point where I'd be like, I go to Portis maybe.
Bobby.
Crazy eyes. You know, they call him that, right?
Do they?
Yeah, because I think he's got like a lazy eye or something where he crosses his eyes every once in a while.
That's not very nice. If he's okay with it, that's cool.
Yeah, I think Nwora is going to be the chalky pick. I think he's going to be super chalky, especially now that he's starting as well. And I'm not surprised that he's starting, but like he doesn't play good defense. He doesn't rebound well. So if he doesn't shoot well, he's going to tank. But if he shoots well, he's like going to take your team over the top. So it just depends on how you want to play this contest. If you want to play safe, you put Nwora in. If you don't want to, if you want to be like everybody else, you put Nwora in. If you want to play somebody else, you put Bobby Portis in. You put a Nick Claxton in. You put
I like those plays. From your projections, I like those plays better. Nick Claxton, you got at 48.75, and then Bobby Portis, you got at 49.6, and Nwora is at 46.8. So with your projections,
I got nowhere at 26, but like he could end up at 32. Like if he shoots the ball, like the biggest question with him is if he actually shoots the ball and he shoots the ball well. The kid's not afraid to shoot, but if his shot's not going in, he's not going to help anybody.
The ball's
And
not
I
going
don't, like as Popovich would say, but like I have a hard time going there when everybody else is going there. Like if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like that's the way I'm looking at it. But if you want to be like everybody else, you want to play Jordan Noir, you want to play it safe, you want to make a little bit of money, but you don't want to win, probably, or potentially you don't want to win because you're just tying with a whole bunch of other people, then fine, go Jordan Noir. But if you want to potentially have somebody else that's a little bit different, then, and I don't even think Portis is that different, but the fact that we have Wesley Matthews there makes a big difference too, in my mind at least.
And your projections also say Giannis over James Harden in the co-champ.
By minimally, I'd rather have one of the Nets guys there personally. Like, yeah, so I have James Harden at 58 and Giannis at 59. You might as well just call them the same number.
So should we go Portis over Noir? Get it off the chalk.
So I like Portis here. So I'm in at this point in time. I'm between Bobby Portis. I'm between Nick Claxton, and then if you really want to take a shot on one of those other guys,
I mean, you know what's going to happen? Bucks. So I mean,
I
don't think the Bucks are going to win.
I don't think they're going to win, but I'm building this lineup like how it has to be if they are going to like stay close in this game. At least in my mind. I don't think this game is going to stay close, but I think
kind of like Claxton.
I like. So the one concern I have about Claxton is him getting in foul trouble against Giannis, and then Blake Griffin comes in.
Fuck Claxton.
That's my concern. I do like Claxton though, but there's a lot of ways it can go wrong.
I don't like that. That's too much risk.
Yeah, but they're like, I'd say the 5 that are up there too, like those are the 5 I feel most comfortable with tonight. And then like the 6th one is like, do you want to take your risk, or you either play Jordan Noir and you hope it goes right and you just tie with a whole bunch of people, or you just take your shot. That's the way at least I look at it.
All right, so I think I'm between Portis and
let's see.
I don't know. Claxton does make me nervous now.
Yeah.
But is the risk worth the reward? Worth the risk?
Let's see. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out where I was at again.
I mean, Noir doesn't seem like a bad play at all.
He's not a bad play, but just everybody's going to be playing him.
Well, like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so here's the thing: like, if you take this lineup, though, if you take this lineup and you put Jordan Noir in it, even though everybody else is playing Jordan Noir, this lineup is still different enough that you could still get first place, just because we have Chris Middleton in the champion spot. He's not going to be more than 10% in that champion spot. I can almost guarantee that. And then we have Wesley Matthews, and I think a lot of people aren't going to be super on Wesley Matthews. So you could still play Jordan Noir, and this lineup could still, finish top 5 or first even.
Shit, I like the chalk play, but I kind of want to go with, I kind of like Portis now, even talking about him.
Yeah, I feel like I'll go Portis myself, but I don't have a problem. We talked about this enough in length here. Like people, even if they just go with this 5 and then just pick their favorite 6 guy, that's personally fine too.
Yeah, let's just do this one here for this one and just leave the chalk play of Noir.
Yeah.
If you want to play any other thing, you heard some of the other stuff we said, some of the other plays you can play, Claxton. Or,
you want to play
Portis.
You can play Claxton, Bobby Portis. You can play Jordan Noir. You can take a shot on one of those other guys for the Nets, whether it's a Patty Mills, a Bruce Brown, who else is there? DeAndre Bembry, if he has the same type of outcome. You could if you really, really want to, you can play Javonte Smart still and just hope he pays off at that high upside multiplier. Hope he comes off the bench and plays 24 minutes still and does okay in those 24 minutes. So I don't think Bruce Brown played the last game. That is a little bit of
January 3rd is the last time he played.
What?
January 3rd is the last time he played.
Yeah, so he did not play the last time out, but obviously Kyrie Irving was back for that game. But the fact that they're still starting David Duke makes me concerned because there were games earlier this year where Bruce Brown just didn't play at all. You could really go David Duke if you really, really want to at 2.25, but I don't like he played 16 minutes last time out. I don't see him playing above 22 minutes tonight unless he's out there playing like super, super well.
Joe Mama says, now I have $4 and Harden and Durant. Yeah, see, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think the Bucks are going to win too.
I don't think they're going to win, but I think this is the way the game has to be for them to be competitive at least.
Joe Mama says, I'm going with it. Let's see how it rolls with your advice. I mean, we got through, we're all in the elite one. So, I mean, this is what I'm just going to play.
We'll find out.
Everyone, and we'll see what happens. And I think I'm going to play. I might do a little changes here and there because you got me thinking about a couple other guys too. But let's enter this one here. Yep. Looking good. Submitted. So here we go.
Let me see if there's any other news while we're here.
We got Chris Middleton at our champion spot.
See, I think that's Chris Middleton being in the champion spot alone is a big differentiation point because everybody else is going to put Giannis. They're going to put Giannis, Harden. They're going to put Giannis, Harden, Durant, or they're going to put Jordan Nwora there because he's got the decent multiplier and he's starting now and the pro picks like him. So I think those are going to be the four chalkiest ones. So I do like Chris Middleton, especially being that de facto point guard.
And then, yeah, I agree with you. And we're going to go. Kevin Durant is going to be at our co-champion spot. And then we went James Harden, the beautiful beard. And he's just in our flex. And then we went Giannis in our flex. And then we went Matthews also in a flex. And I like this play. I like the Matthews play. And then Nwora, we just took the chalky play, the big chalk, the one that the pro picks really like. So that's our lineup. Let's see here. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's see if we can adjust anything else.
I was going to look and see if that starting lineup came out at all. So Toronto is starting Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, and Pascal Siakam. No surprises there at all. We already talked about the Wizards one. They do have the Timberwolves starting lineup. So they have D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards. What's his name? Jaden McDaniels comes back, and he's going to play the 3 tonight. Jared Vanderbilt and Karl Anthony Towns. So if you really, really want to take a shot on Jaden McDaniels, you can do it. I'm not sure how many minutes he's going to play at the 3. Him and Vanderbilt kind of split minutes at the 4, but he had been playing well when all the other guys were kind of out.
Yeah, Joe Mama's showing me some of his lineups.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you can play all QBs if you want. It's crazy.
Oh. Can you try to bring that up real quick?
I can't. I have it. He just sent it to me on Messenger.
No, I mean just the contest,
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Because I just want to see this.
Share. Add to stream. Antonio says, "In Jesus Christ money we trust." That's what they call me because I got the beard.
Yeah. It's longer than mine, that's for sure.
All right, let's see. Lobby.
Jesus Christ money.
That shit's funny. You guys make me laugh. Shit, we're winning money right now.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, from the early lineup?
Yeah. 750. 750. All right, let's get this.
Oh, hold on. Rudy Gay's been marked out now.
What time does that game start?
7:30. So he was in our lineup thing too. God, I got to change like 5
Eastern
things.
Or what? 7:30 Eastern?
No, like 5 minutes from now.
Yeah,
and so he's in this. He's in the SuperDraft one that we built too. So get him out of there. After I just said he was
Rudy Gay, you said, but he's not in the SuperDraft. He's in the SuperDraft Pro lineup or SuperDraft lineup.
Yeah, the regular SuperDraft lineup we built earlier. take him out if you have him in. If you're still
Line
listening,
up. All right, who are we throwing in there? Who'd you say earlier?
LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Bobby Portis. I don't care.
I just threw in Kevin Love.
Well, that's a late game, so you can always switch to somebody else too.
Is there anybody in this game I could switch? You want me to switch to? Oh, I guess I could play Giannis, right?
Yeah, you can do that. I'm gonna put Eric Paschall in. Just hope for the best.
Or freaking Kevin Durant. That's not a bad play either.
Yeah, you can do that too. Like those guys are definitely in play. So I got that one changed. Now I got changed. This is what happens when you play on 3 sites, everybody.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm just gonna put in Durant. I think Giannis is gonna do too good too, but I already got somebody from Milwaukee. Then might as well have one from each side, right?
What?
Might as well. Ooh, Steph Curry's already fucking tearing it up, dude.
Sweet.
All right. Hold on, we'll pull it. Let me get my lineups in. Let me get my other lineups in for tonight.
You're good. Quick. I gotta change.
We'll talk about that. We'll look at that. We'll look at that NFL one. I mean, if anybody's sticking around, I mean, usually after the show, we can bullshit a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, because I gotta change.
Get everyone's lineups in for once we get to the SuperDraft Pro lineup starting. Then usually after that we'll start talking about bullshit. Like we'll talk about what's going on in basketball world, what's going on, and everything else SuperDraft Pro related.
Yeah, especially because like we can see the contests that are coming out too. There's the contest for tomorrow already sticking out too, I think, right?
Let's see here, upcoming.
Ooh, that worked out super nice on FanDuel.
It was quick.
No, because I took Rudy Gay out and then I put Eric Paschall in, and there's a $300 difference, so I was able to go from Kevin Porter Jr. to Norman Powell. That's a real nice difference.
Dude, that's dope. All right, let me see here. I wanted to change.
Because I'm like, I don't really want to play Porter, but it's like
edit entry. I wanted to do.
Oh shit.
What?
I'm like, I still gotta get Rudy Gay out on here on on DraftKings. Don't play on 3 sites. It's stressful.
Yeah, I don't like that. All right, let me get this in quick.
Yep, I'm updating my crap too.
Nine seconds.
Dude, don't do this to me. I'm gonna get somebody really shitty on mine. Oh fuck, we're starting Dave Duke. I don't care. Ah no!
Dang it! I didn't get it.
Got locked out on the last one on DraftKings. I got hit with the 630 button on DraftKings on the last lineup I was changing. At least it was only a 25 center.
All right, I only got to change one, but that's all right. All right, let's see. Let's look at this contest. All right, hopefully everyone got all their shit in because I mean, nobody. David, only person that I mean, if you did the lineup earlier, it was who did we say? Rudy Gay needed to be swapped out.
Yeah, and I'm like, I think there's like a 3% chance that happens. It's like,
So, David, that was just from our earlier lineup. That was just from the main slate stuff.
The main slate. Games. So if you had Rudy Gay there, hopefully you got him out.
All right, let's see here. Antonio says we should do a private hustler league for SuperDraft for the first and second round of the NFL playoffs. I mean, that's going to be up to him, man. We have to. I mean, that's up to the Huss. You got to have to talk to him.
Yeah, we don't have that control.
All right, let's see what we got here. Now I've got my interests peaked with this. I wonder if it's the one he's talking about. If it's this one.
Ooh, Matsuamu is 8 under today. My boy Matt Jones shot 6 under through 16 so far. Should have
Matt
played him over
Jones.
Kokrak.
Ooh.
Should have played him over Kokrak.
Oh, dude, I should have played the stash, bro. The stash. How's he doing?
Let me see. I don't have that one in any of my DFS stuff because I built a single game for the for DraftKings, but probably shouldn't say that word around here.
Good.
Let me see. Golf. Find me the golf. There we go. Scores.
Pretty good. But Deschambeau's doing good too. I mean,
that Matsuyama or whatever, he shot 8 under so far today. So he's in first with 12. God, Sammy Burns shot 9 under today. I told you that guy's crazy though. Like he'll shoot like 9 under today and then he'll shoot 6 over tomorrow.
Hideki, dude, he's crazy.
Kepka his 5 under today.
John I should have thought about playing, dude. Playing in more Islanders. Anybody that's from like a, because I mean, that's what they're used to playing.
Oh God, Seamus Powers and Suwoo are both 3 under or 7 under today. Let me just click on today. So Birds, Patrick Reed's 9 under today.
He was gonna like his picture is terrible.
Who's
Brooks on here just looks terrible.
Yeah, your Patrick Reed shot 9 under today.
Yeah, dude, he had a good day. What about JT? JT, I mean, he shot what 6, 7 under, right? Because he was at 2 plus. I thought it was +2.
It says he shot 6 under today. Phil even shot 5 under today. Everybody's under today. So there's only Morikawa, Higo, that real young 22-year-old rookie guy, and then Lucas Herbert. Those were the only 3 guys that shot over today. Hovland's, and they're still going too. So, and then Hovland's evened. So pretty much everybody's been under today. Oh, your stash guy he's 1 under through 9 holes today.
Still not bad. Cam Smith, he's the other guy. He's the one with the freaking mullet, dude. I would have played him, dude. The mullet and the stash, I would have fucking rocked them all day, bro.
That's how we pick our golfers now. Not if they're good or not, just if they look good or look unique.
Hustler says, "Let's do it." Antonio said he's on here watching. I just asked him.
Hold on. Yeah.
Said, see, I knew it. Antonio. Uncle Buck, we're gonna look at some football stuff right now, kind of go through and see what we got, but we're gonna put some stuff up for tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow's SuperDraft Pro contest is for football, and then we have a main slate for basketball, right?
What time's that at? Yeah, main slate.
What time's the football one start tomorrow?
Football starts at 3:30. It says, but we're gonna have to do a little bit. I mean, well, maybe we'll get Hustler to do one. We can get Hustler on and do some stuff, and we'll do some just football and we'll just do it like maybe we'll do it early for football, like for the noon slate, and then just include the fucking SuperDraft Pro shit because with football, it's not really, you don't have to really worry about that. You're not gonna worry about a lot of injuries. It should be okay.
Oh, because there's 3 games tomorrow, right? But the SuperDraft Pro one's only for 2 games, right? Is that right? I haven't looked yet.
So let me look right here. I got it right here. Looks like 3 games. No, 2 games. My bad. 2 games. Yep, 2 games.
But there's 3 games tomorrow, but I think the SuperDraft Pro contest only has 2 of them. They don't have the early one.
So SuperDraft Pro has KC and Denver, and then Dallas and Philly.
I mean, even if you just if you wanted to touch on that real briefly, now we could just do that too. Because there's only 2 games, so it's only like you got to pick one of 4 quarterbacks.
We got 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. I mean, we can do that. We can set a lineup right now.
Why was I thinking there's 3 games tomorrow? I thought there's 3 games tomorrow. Everybody's correcting me now.
Oh yeah. The other one I was looking at. My bad. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. My eyes are I'm tired. Yeah. So if there's only 2 games tomorrow, I mean,
you want to just go through it? We can go through and build a lineup real quick at least.
I'm cool with that. I'm
Yeah.
cool with
They're
that.
already
Kid.
here. People are already listening. Some people at least listen, at least enough to correct me.
All right, so let's see here.
So, do we know if Jalen Hurts is starting tomorrow or not?
I really want to play Minshew, dude.
But no, well, if Hurts plays, I like Hurts. If Minshew plays, I like Minshew.
Yeah, Hudson. I mean, to get into the crazy thing is to get into those cash games. David was telling us earlier, like you just have to. So you have to just submit them really early, and then just go back in and just. So what I did is I just submitted
Just
one.
put a
Like,
bunch of
just put
put
some
a bunch
filler
of dummy
there,
lineups in.
and then you just go back and you change them. So just
Yeah.
I got in here and it was only $5 ones left, so I was like, "Fuck! I just better hurry up and just set one so I can't." I mean, there was only like 30 left, so I was like, "Fuck, quick!" Because it fills up really quick close to the game.
Yeah, and I seen David got that comment there too. A $20 ticket. I think it means he wants to play a red zone. Can you all help me with that for Sunday? Yeah, for Sunday we'll be talking probably
Yep, we'll
more on
have stuff
Sunday,
for
right?
Sunday, and we're gonna be doing stuff with Huss, so
Yeah.
it'll be a collab. We're gonna do collab with Huss, so the football stuff we'll have Huss on too.
Mhm.
It'll be fun.
So I guess at quarterback, right? You go Patrick Mahomes or one of the Eagles quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, I think we just might go Mahomes.
Because the Chiefs are still playing for something. The Eagles
Yep.
and the Cowboys are kind of halfway playing for something, but it's like the Eagles can only go down to the 7th seed, and the Cowboys could only go. I think the Cowboys can still go up to the 2 seed, but they need everybody else to lose out. Like the guys or the Rams, so they'd have to have the Rams, Cardinals, and who's the other team? Tampa Bay. I think they have to have all them 3 lose for them to get 2 seed, and then they have to win, obviously.
I wonder. Plus, is CEH going to be playing tomorrow? Because if not, I kind of want to play Frank Gore's grandson.
God, he sucks.
All he has to do is get in the end zone with a 1.75. I mean,
yeah. Hold on, I'll bring up the Chiefs injury report real quick. No Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely probably going to play Daryl. Double barrel Daryl, little double barrel Daryl. And if you guys want to, there you go. This is fucking right on top of it. I love it.
Yep.
It is fun, David. It is a lot of fun. Yeah, so if you guys want to chime in, we'll set a lineup for tomorrow, dude. So,
hey, I think you have to play Mahomes because Patrick Surtain, Kareem Jackson, and Ronald Darby are all out. It's like all the secondary for the Broncos.
For sure, let's do that. I mean, that's what we got. I want to play him anyway, so I think he's gonna try to prove a point. Like they're gonna fucking be the best. They want to be the best.
Let's go Chiefs onslaught.
Yeah, I was thinking that, dude. I mean, at least at tight end, I'm probably gonna start Kelsey.
I think you have to play Hill too, just with no corners. Or they still have Kyle Fuller, I guess, but the Broncos don't shadow at all. They never do. So Hill's safe. I think I like Hill more than Kelsey, but
well, I mean, who else?
There's only two main games.
Goddard's out. I mean,
Goddard's out.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Let me double check that just to make sure.
Hey,
they don't update stuff the quickest.
Albert Okwig Boonham. I'm not playing him. I'm just joking. I'm not playing him. Reserve COVID says.
I'm looking still. So let's see. Dallas Goedert. Still waiting. The Eagles will likely be sitting without him. And that was 6 hours ago. Does Jack Stoll still have COVID too? The backup tight end?
I don't think so. Let's see. Jack Stoll, in addition to Goddard, Jack Stoll, his top backup also.
Yeah, but that's from Monday. Get out of that real quick.
Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, that's 4 days.
Yeah. No, because I know Jack Stoll went on the COVID list, but I don't know if he's back or not.
I don't see him on here.
We're gonna play.
Or not on here. Doesn't matter.
What?
No, he's not on here.
Thanks, SuperDraft.
What?
I mean, like if he's not playing, if Tyree Jackson's the only tight end, he might do something, right?
I mean, two times.
He used to play quarterback. He's huge though.
Crazy.
Otherwise, I mean, they're gonna call up Richard. They're gonna call up Richard Rodriguez, or not Richard Rodriguez, Richard Rodgers from the practice squad though. If they haven't already, I assume they probably already have. Let me look. This is what happens when we just kind of improvise and do it.
See, I mean, Schultz has already play. I don't really want to play Fant, dude. I still think we just go Kelsey. I mean,
Drew Lock loves Fant though.
Drew Lock sucks.
Drew Lock is still better than Teddy Bridgewater. I don't care what anybody says.
Teddy the Bridge? Oh shit, you're right. I mean, I guess he did fucking target him. That might be an okay for them. Who did they play?
Anytime that Drew Lock is in trouble, he always throws the ball to Noah Fant. He's done it for like 2 years.
He's gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Let's see. I'm trying to look. So Brandon McManus is on the COVID list. Cool. I'm too many things.
We might go Fant. I mean, that's 1.55.
I like Fant. I played Fant last week though too.
Even if he hits 15, dude, I mean that's really good. I mean that's
even if he just scores a touchdown.
Like Kelsey, get a bunch of touchdowns.
So, in theory, let's just say Kelsey has 14 points. If Fant has 10, he outscores him.
Yeah, I think that's smart. I think
Teddy is not better. Teddy is not better. Teddy is a garbage quarterback that should never be anything more than the backup quarterback. He's not good.
I'm not saying Teddy is good. I never said that. Those words
in the comments, Joe Mama.
Oh,
he's saying Teddy's better. No, Drew Lock had this offense has a higher ceiling with Drew Lock when he's on, but when he's not on, we like Monty Morris or Alex Burks more. Alex Burks is not playing tonight. The Knicks aren't playing tonight. And I do not want anything to do with Monty Morris. So, he's just asking in general. I think.
Yeah.
I think he's just asking in general.
And Joe Mama's world, he said, "Yeah, Teddy is better." I mean, from being
he's like Lock is crap. But I'm like, okay.
He wasn't. I don't think he was very good. He just had decent enough, running backs.
So last year, but like
he said, long term.
Long term. I guess Monty Morris. Okay, so here's the thing with those two guys. Like Kemba, if Kemba comes back and he plays like he did, then Alex Burks is nothing. But like Jamal Murray's coming back at some point, right? Let's trade him Cousins a call day. Well, they're not going to trade them Cousins because Cousins is owed $36 million next year. So that the Vikings would have to eat.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So but Rose ain't coming back anytime soon at all. Like he broke his ankle. He had surgery on it. He's out at least 8 weeks from that time. If Kemba comes back and Kemba plays like he did before, Burks is nothing. So I'd probably go Monty Morris in that case. But Jamal Murray's coming back at some point. He's been out forever, it feels like.
Bucks game on Hulu.
Hold on. Let me see if Jamal Murray.
Bucks game is on Hulu.
Jamal Murray had a viral workout video.
Oh shit!
But because he's coming back from ACL. He's born in Canada.
Right,
I didn't even know that.
Let's see what else we want to do with this lineup. All right, and let's see. Let's get another running back in there. I mean,
so let's see who is there.
Lock's killing fucking RBs.
It's not his fault. It's the offensive line.
Fucking
offensive line sucks.
Lock sucks.
Last time I checked, the quarterback doesn't make the running back run better. So who's even playing? So there's Javonte Williams. Miles Sanders is not playing. This is a hard contest because there's only 2 games and it's all chalk. Is Jordan Howard playing tomorrow?
Well,
Or
fucking
not?
Pollard's out, so we may as well just go with Zeke. Dude.
Pollard should never play. Like Pollard shouldn't have played the last 3 games.
He's actually. I mean, I like him personally as a running back. Like in
He's
real
fine.
life.
He's a fine running back. He's never going to be a running back that can carry the load, but he has the
No.
partially torn plantar fasciitis thing in his foot, the ligament. There's no way he should play. Like they should have rested him until the playoffs, because that's something that's not going to heal. And if you go out there
go
and
check
you
injury report.
What?
Philly injury report.
Is Jordan Howard playing or not?
Yeah, I want to see him. Boston Scott. I mean, from on here it says like everyone's out. So Kenny Gainwell, I'm playing.
What's their
him.
designation? Is it for COVID or what?
Scott and Howard's COVID reserve, and then it says that Miles Sanders is out.
They're both. Yeah, but they're both on COVID. Does that mean Kenny Gainwell is actually going to do something for once?
I mean, that with his multiplier right here, I'm playing him 1.55. We're gonna play him.
He's the only running back they have. Those guys aren't playing, right?
That's what I'm saying. And I think
no, they just you know who they just signed back to the team too? Carry-on fucking Johnson.
Oh my
Carry-on Johnson. Is he even on the slate? Carry-on Johnson?
Probably not. Let's see.
Hold on. Let me go find something real quick. I gotta do a quick search here.
Nope, he's not on here. He'll probably get added though.
Hold on. I need to go by team and see. I'm trying to find the Eagles news. You can go over wide receivers real quick.
I might want to play Devonta Smith.
Just because I love Devonta Smith. You don't have to ask me twice to play Devonta Smith. That's for sure.
Well, just because let's see. What does it say about Jalen? Anything?
No
news about Jalen.
He's not hurt. He's not on the injury. He's not on the injury report, but
Gardner liked him.
Let's see. I think he's playing. I think Jalen Hurts is playing. At least what this says so far. Like, there's no news that says he's not playing, so I would assume he's playing.
What do you think, Kendall Hinton? I'm just kidding.
Ugh.
That shit
playing quarterback?
Yeah, quarterback.
He hadn't played quarterback since his freshman year at Wake Forest.
Yeah, oh my God. Oh.
Hold on.
Ooh, Matthews putting in some work.
Who? Oh, Wesley Matthews?
Yeah.
Hey. What does ownership come in at? Hold on.
Know.
I'll look at that. You mess with NFL stuff.
So are we gonna play Tyreek too?
Yeah, I like Tyreek Hill, yeah. Play him over Kelsey. I don't care.
All right, so who do you want to play at wide receiver for Dallas? I mean, we're gonna go Smith though too, right?
Are they gonna try? Is Dallas gonna try in this game? That's the Oh crap! I hit. Where's my other contest? There it is.
They're playing against Philly though. They got to make Philly look like they got to make them look bad. Like, hey, remember when you could have drafted CeeDee Lamb?
You know what's funny though? So if they beat the Eagles, right? And the 49ers win, I think 49ers get 6th seed. If all those other teams lose, and the Cowboys win, they get 2 seed, then they'll play the Eagles again next week.
Yeah, maybe they want to do that. Why wouldn't they want to do that? They're like,
that usually doesn't turn out well for most teams. Let's see. God. So Bobby Portis was 65% in the flex spot. Wesley Matthews was 13% in the flex spot. Giannis was essentially 33%. James Harden was 58%. Kevin Durant was 26.6% in the co-champion.
That's your mama's world. It says Gainwell. It is.
It's gonna be watch freaking Kerryon Johnson get 2 touchdowns tomorrow. So I see. No Jordan Clarkson. We talked about that earlier. Fuck.
Yeah, dude. No joke, man. He was a huge disappointment. It's crazy though. It's not him either. He's really fucking talented. He's super.
You know who's a bigger disappointment? Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's
them though. It's your quarterbacks that kill him.
It's because Teddy sucks.
They both suck. They're not either one of them good, man.
Yeah.
I
Well,
want
Locke's still better than Teddy.
You know who needs to go there?
Aaron Rodgers.
She won't go there.
Yeah, he will.
It would be a good fit, though, I think.
Why wouldn't he go there? They have a good
Deshaun
defense.
Watson should go
They have
there.
wide receivers. Deshaun Watson don't want to go anywhere. Deshaun
I
Watson's
know, I
going
know.
to freaking jail. So Chris Middleton
Yep.
in the champion spot, 5.6% ownership.
Nice.
So as long as he does well, we do well. Cedric Wilson. So I hate Cedric Wilson.
Hey,
By the way.
Mr. Wilson. What can go wrong will go wrong for the Boyd. It says
Tyler?
second extra. Oh, the boys. Yeah.
Tyler, Tyler Boyd.
Yeah. Tyler Boyd's playing basketball now.
He's doing everything. Rodgers to the Broncos.
Yeah, that would be dope. I mean, it would be dope, and I think it would be a really good fit, but I think he's going to go, to the Steelers.
Why the hell would he want to go to the Steelers? You
It'd be a
really
good
think he wants to be a 38, 39-year-old quarterback playing behind one of the worst offensive lines in the league?
You're
With
right.
with the diminished defense, with they have Deontay Johnson, they have Chase Claypool, but Juju's gone next year. They have Najee, but he's not at this point in his career, he's not going to want it.
I don't know. I mean, I like Cedric Wilson with his multiplier. 1.7.
I mean, he's okay with his multiplier. I just hate Cedric Wilson. There's so many people on Twitter. They're like, "Oh, he's so good," and blah 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 blah. I'm like, he's not really
good. Fill-in, man. He's a good fill-in. Who's out?
He's a good number 5 wide receiver on the team. Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
Tore his ACL.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I like Wilson here.
Yeah. What's no Brown's multiplier?
1.75 is the multiplier. What'd you say?
No. What's Noah Brown's multiplier? That's my boy. He's probably not even on the slate because they'll just be like,
no, I don't see him.
What the hell? Come on, SuperDraft, get your stuff together. Malik Turner. That's who we should play. Malik Turner. He's at 2x. Shit. I mean, do you think the Cowboys are actually going to try in this game?
Well, I mean, what you're saying, if maybe not. I like that play, dude. Maybe we'll do that. It's risky as fuck, but
I think if the Cowboys don't try in this game, Malik Turner looks pretty good.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have one. I mean, we got a pretty solid, core here with
Rico Gathard. Wait. They have Rico Gathard on the slate, but they don't have Noah Brown. What the heck? Is he on the COVID list or something? It's probably on the COVID list.
We just want to throw Smith on there.
Hold on. Trying to figure
1.5 multiplier.
So he's not even on the COVID list or anything.
Oh.
I love playing Noah Brown on short slates because nobody plays him.
Well, I mean, Turner's gonna be a good one where nobody plays him.
Yeah. So we got Smith. So we got a flex spot left still. Do we think the Cowboys actually try?
Yeah,
the Cowboys don't try, just play Corey Clement because he's just going to get all the carries.
Yeah, I mean,
Pollard's out. Zeke, if they're not trying, Zeke's not going to run the ball 20 times. What's 20? Is Corey Clement even on the slate? He should be a 2 multiplier probably. CL. Yep. There he is. If they don't try him at 2x, you're going to look at his stats, and the stats aren't going to say anything because he doesn't play.
Yeah, I know that, but he's got to do a lot.
Not really. Not on a 2-game slate where, all he's got to do is be better. He's just got to be better than Kenny Gainwell, essentially.
If he's the guy. That's super risky.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why I'm talking. You've made some pretty risky plays, and I've
either
seen
that or
money with doing it. I don't know why.
This is a 2-game slate, so it's either you can play just play one of the Broncos running backs, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either you put the flex spot, you either play Dalton Schultz. The hardest question is, are the Cowboys actually going to give a crap in this game?
I mean,
if they don't give.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab a beer. Keep talking.
Because if they don't give a crap, then all these like bums are gonna get stuff. It's gonna be like Corey Clement. It's gonna be Cooper Rush. It's gonna be like Malik Turner. It's gonna be Noah Brown. It's not gonna be pretty. But those are the guys that could pay off. But like you have to take a risk, I guess.
I just don't know if I want to play a fucking.
Now I have game on Clement. Those might be the guys that play. Like they might be the guys that play. Like I still think Darrell Williams is worth it because I think I like Darrell Williams because the Chiefs still have to try. I guess I think a lot of people will play Javonte Williams just because, you know, the one game where he had the backfield to himself was against the Chiefs and he did really well in that game. But
I just don't, man, I just don't see him do anything with Locke in the lineup. I mean, he doesn't really do much for them. I mean, when Teddy was in there, they were at least, I mean, they felt confident enough. I don't know what it was, man. They looked way better. I'm gonna tell you that. Way better.
They look the same to me. Like they literally look the same.
Well, I mean, they were scoring points.
They weren't scoring points. Like outside of outside of when they played the terrible teams this year, they haven't scored points at all. Like the only game they actually scored points against a halfway decent team was the Cowboys.
Williams or Javonte isn't doing shit.
Yeah.
So fucking,
you know, RB1 in Dynasty. So I mean, and I'm not just talking about top 12. I'm talking about the people that say he is the RB1 in Dynasty.
Let's do it. I guess let's do it then. We put Clement in there. We can always change it if we hear differently, but it's a night game, you know. We can always change it and put in Schultz in there if we have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, like if we get news that the Cowboys just aren't going to try, if we get news that like Cooper Rush is starting, like or something like that, you know what I mean? So,
I mean, I don't hate this lineup. I mean, it makes me a little nervous, but this might be one more I play on my cash game. A cash game.
Yeah, let's see.
But I mean, this is what we got right here. Guys. I like Kelsey. But with the 1 times multiplier, I mean, I don't know. Bengals defense is pretty good.
Broncos?
No, I'm just talking about from last week.
Kelsey's not the Kelsey of old either, though. Like, I don't think most people realize that. Like, he's good, but he's not as good as we like still think he is in our mind. And like teams, I don't know. It's how the teams are playing the Chiefs, though, too.
That's a lot of Chiefs to play. I just think I don't know.
But the Chiefs have to try. So the good thing is the Chiefs still have to try in this game because
we got 3 Chiefs going.
Yeah. I mean, you can say 3 Chiefs, but there's 4 teams in play too. So I don't worry. I don't worry if I have 4. Like when there's only 4 teams too.
Frank Gore's grandson.
What?
I think I like him almost better than if we're gonna play a bunch of Chiefs. I think I like him better than Clement.
At
least he's getting opportunities to get in the end zone.
Yeah, but if all those other guys pay off, he ain't gonna be worth anything.
Well, I mean,
unless we're
it doesn't matter anymore. Like they still do. I mean, if there's no CEH, they have been running, you know, Darrell and Derek Gore.
Yeah, but McKinnon's back too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he came back last week, and I hate McKinnon.
He was pretty good for us.
The Vikings for like half of a year.
I got to see him. I had second row seats, and we watched hit versus the Giants that year. Shit was crazy when he whooped on them, dude. It was dope. The girl at the scene at the time was a Giants fan, and I got second row seats, dude, right in the end zone. It was dope. It was so
yeah. So if you're still listening from basketball for some reason, the Kings starting lineup is De'Aaron Fox, Halliburton, Harrison Barnes, Marvin Bagley, and Damon Jones. So the same exactly as it's been like the last 4 games.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you're right though. That sucks if McKinnon's back. I mean, I don't know, man.
McKinnon's just a pass. Like McKinnon's just a pass catching back. So him and Derek Gore are very different players. But the thing is, if you play Travis Kelce, you play Tyreek Hill and Darrell Williams already, then
Yeah, we're not playing Kelsey though. I was thinking right in the flex. If we do something in the flex,
yeah.
like it's right now, I got Clement there, and I'm
I mean,
thinking
you could always throw Kelce in the flex too. That's
times that game at 3:30. We got time to change shit around.
yeah.
1.75 multiplier for Derek Gore though. It just makes me. Let's see. Like if he hits that 10 points, if he hits 10 points, I mean, I like that.
Yeah, this is a slate that you just have to take risk on. Like you're gonna either play it super safe and play like a whole bunch of Chiefs, or like you play 4 Chiefs and you play like Javonte Williams and you play Devonta Smith and I don't even know who else, or you just take a bunch of risk. Like I don't know. It really just depends if the Cowboys and the Eagles.
I feel like we have enough safe plays in here. Like I like the Fant play. I mean, it sounds risky, but with exactly what you're saying, I mean, you're right. Locke does target him when he's like in danger, and he's always
the only guy he targets.
But so I mean, that's a smart play, especially with the multiplier. But I mean, Smith to me is a little bit of a risky play, but
I don't think Smith's risky.
I mean, everyone's gonna be playing him most likely.
Yeah. Now, if you want to get risky, you play like Quez Watkins. If you want to get really risky, you play Jalen Reagor and hope he actually does something for once in his life.
Jalen Reagor.
You could have had Justin Jefferson, but you screwed up.
You could have. So glad
they could have had Justin Jefferson. They could have had Michael Pittman Jr. They could have had Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Who else? They could have 10 guys that were way better.
Yeah, they're dumb. I like your Clement play, but I think I'm gonna have to switch it out.
Like I said, it just depends.
Yeah, I know it's a night game. It's a night game.
If we get that if we get some news that both teams aren't trying or the Cowboys aren't trying, then I guess Clement looks good. But even then, did they call it Jaquan Hardy again? That's the big question.
I think I'm gonna go with Derek Gore, Frank Gore's grandson. Frank Gore's grandson.
Yeah, he's older than Frank Gore's son.
Shit. Yeah, we were just. So fucking old.
I really wanted to see Frank Gore last long enough to play in the league with his son. I don't think his son would be. I'm not sure his son will ever be in the NFL though, but it would have been cool.
That would have been cool. I mean, it was pretty cool seeing Ken Griffey and his dad play together.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Who was I looking for again? The Cowboys. Where are the Cowboys at? I just want to see if they called Hardy up or not. Jaguars are interviewing Kellen Moore Friday.
Kellen
that
Moore.
Was today. Hold on.
So the lineup I went with was Patrick Mahomes, Darrell Williams, Kenneth Gainwell, Tyreek Hill, Malik Turner. And then I went Devonta Smith, Noah Fant, and then Frank Gore's grandson, Derek Gore.
Cowboys. I don't think they called up Hardy though. So that means they're trying. That means Zeke has to get carries, right? Hold on.
Us says Cowboys are down their best cornerback and best safety and backup running back. Yeah, Devonta Smith's a good play.
Yep. Let's see. I'm looking to see.
Good call, Huss. Good call.
So Zeke's gonna get carries.
Antonio. He's calling out Brady now. Dude, did you see did an interview earlier? I didn't watch the whole thing, but he's wilding out, man.
So with that whole situation, there's a lot more than what actually happened there. If you haven't watched it already, there's a video on Pat McAfee's channel with Ian Rappaport where he kind of describes everything that had been going on for weeks now. So essentially when he got suspended, he stopped rehabbing his ankle really.
Yep.
And then last week, supposedly he wanted them to guarantee the $1 million of incentives still. And then they didn't want to do that because it's like these are incentives. You have to actually go earn them. You don't get them guaranteed. And then supposedly he was mad because he wasn't getting the ball like enough at halftime, threw a temper tantrum, then came back out, then refused to go in the game. And then it's like, oh, now I'm too hurt. So there's a lot more to this story than there actually is.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all. I mean, here's the thing: is like he's been doing this almost every team he's been on. I mean, I sent
Technically didn't.
earlier to Huss, and it was what's his name? What's his name? Fuck. Who's the one who does the 40-yard dash? For
Rich Eisen.
yeah, his show. He does a show, and they were talking about it. It's like what he was saying was like, all right, he's like, all right, let's see who he's disrespected. He's like Tom Brady and Big Ben. What do you guys think they are? What kind of quarterbacks are they? They're like Hall of Fame. Then everyone's background is like Hall of Famers. Then he's like Bill Belichick and God damn it, I'm so bad right now. Can't think of it. What's Steelers coach's name?
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin. You're like, all right, what do you think? Hall of Fame coaches, and then
I mean, even if you want to throw Gruden was in there too. Like Gruden's a terrible person, but like in terms of a coach and what he's been able to do in his actual coaching career, at least early on, not the second stint.
Mm-hmm.
Like he pretty much told Gruden to screw off too. So like, and
yeah, but I don't think that he was like Gruden was okay with him. It was just fucking, GM hated him. They didn't get along.
Well, no, Gruden said shit too. Like he said shit to Gruden too, and like he was on his last straw with Gruden, and then he did this shit to Mayock.
Yeah, Mayock fucking. Well, I mean, the whole freezing your feet. How stupid was that cryotherapy shit? I mean, yeah, I understand you got to take care of yourself, but you got to take care of your shit. You can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna go in without shoes. You got to be wearing safe protection shit. Not staying too long.
Yeah,
it's
but
crazy. Joe Mama's World say Bucks up 10 early.
Ooh.
Oh, they're only up 9.
Let me see what's going on over here.
25-16. And we're still gonna hang out for a little bit. I mean, it's Friday night. I don't know what you got going on, but watch the game a little bit. Watch the game, But if anybody does decide to leave, I mean, we're going to hang out for a little bit. I want you guys to go follow my man Craig here. He's got a lot of shit going on, not just on here with me, but go follow him on YouTube. Tell him where to find you at, Craig.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport. Doesn't have the S because it doesn't fit. On YouTube at Coach Craig Sports. If you're into fantasy football numbers like that, got Coach Craig Sports on Patreon as well. And then obviously if you're on the Sports Me app, you can find me there at Coach Craig Sports as well. If you haven't already checked out the Sports Me app, definitely take a look at that as well.
Yeah, your shit's good, man. And he's got his own show. Like, so during the day he does a show too. Like morning time, he does a shit for DraftKings and FanDuel. It's pretty dope. And if you want to find all the injuries and stuff, he talks about all that and he updates through the day, which is really, really cool.
Whoa. Apparently Langston Galloway is also on the Bucks now. When did that happen?
Steve Nash. That's fucking Steve Nash.
So Langston Galloway was just on the Brooklyn Nets, right? But I think his 10-day contract ran out. I think his 10-day contract ran out, but then he was like already like maybe they're playing in Brooklyn, so he was already there. So they're just like, we'll give you a 10-day contract to play for us now, probably.
That was a nice shot by Noara.
Did he actually make one?
Yeah, he made a 3. Nice 3.
Yeah, that's his only shot he's made so far, though.
And we're sticking around here, guys, so don't worry. We're just, trying to get our shit out there so people, if they want to leave, they can take off or whatever. But, you can find me, here on the YouTube page. We are streaming over at Hustler Shit on his page, too. And we want, everybody to come over and support us, too. It just gets subbed up, throw some likes on the videos. It just, it really, really helps out with YouTube and the algorithm and all that stuff. So we're trying to get these videos out to, everyone that's on the SuperDraft Pro shit going and, anybody else out there that wants to learn anything about, DFS or even just talk about basketball or any sport that we're talking about at the time. So Hit me up on YouTube, JC Money Design, get signed up too. Get signed up at SuperDraft Pro. Here's the code here. It's sdcoachjc.com. and we're gonna get one here for Craig soon too. We're gonna talk about it this weekend. So we're gonna get a nice little website for Craig for y'all to follow too. So we want to get people signed up. And any questions that you have, you can follow us on Twitter. Same thing on Twitter. I'm JC Money Design on Twitter, JC Money Design on Instagram. If you have any questions at all about anything, go follow me and ask me a question. I'm always open to anything. I'm always up for talking anything. I'm very open to our community. And I got a giveaway going on too. So go follow me on Instagram at JC Money Design, right? And I got a autograph mini helmet, T. Higgins. So it's from my personal collection. Once I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to be giving that away to somebody very, very lucky. So anyways, let's talk. What else we got going on?
So if you played the lineup that we had up on the screen with Bobby Portis in, it's in 14th place in the league contest right now.
Damn.
And that's with
Damn.
That's with Chris Middleton pretty much doing nothing so far too. Wesley Matthews.
Fucking Kevin Durant. I'm so glad we put. I mean, I like Durant, man. Durantula. I think he should be MVP.
Nah. You can't so the thing is you can't give him MVP when Harden's he's not even, he hasn't even been the best player on his own team this year.
I mean, that doesn't matter.
Harden's the one that's been carrying the team.
Durant's been. I thought he was in and out with injuries.
Oh, they both have COVID. But I mean, when they're both playing, Durant's the one that takes the back seat. But then when Kyrie comes in, then Harden takes the back seat because Kyrie is just Kyrie. Kyrie's frustrating.
He said, "I trusted." He's talking about AB. He's like, "I trusted him and started him in the finals. Stupid drunk mistakes." I mean, nobody sees this coming. I mean, you should. I mean, like 5-10% maybe now because you kind of think that AB's kind of been doing some crazy stuff like this, but not like that. Nobody thinks that somebody's just gonna quit mid game. All right, see ya.
So if anybody ended up on Eric Paschall for the main slate, he's at 43.5 points after the multiplier so far with his 2x multiplier. So yeah, he's doing pretty good.
Damn, good call.
I went from Rudy Gay to him, so I'm okay with that.
Nice, dude.
Jared Butler has 5 though.
That's okay.
Whoa. Utah's beating the Raptors by 14 right now.
And yeah, they have all their backups in. You said it was going to be
a blowout. Third string guys.
Did you say it was going to be a blowout?
It's supposed to be a blowout. Apparently they're going to blow them out. I had the wrong blowout team. Yeah, let's see.
Antonio says, "Follow Craig, go do it, or I'm coming for you."
So yeah, Paschall's got 17 real life points. Elijah Hughes has 11. Hassan Whiteside's got 7.
Joe Mama's World. Joel, dude, Joel, we appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you hooking up with tickets when we went to that Vikings game. It was dope. Informative show, he says. I know very little about NBA, so some insight was nice. Yeah, Craig's the man. Craig is the damn man.
Let's see what's going on with this. Why are the Raptors just bad now? How are you losing to third string guys?
Because they didn't. I mean, they're not. I mean, I don't know how it is, for basketball, but
look past the game.
If you don't, have film on them, and I guess it really doesn't matter for basketball.
That doesn't matter.
I know because it's all
the heart of the lion.
Yeah, I know. I know basketball's a little different. I mean, that's a sport that I actually played.
Yeah. So Fred VanVleet's 1 for 5 and Gary Trent's 0 for 4. Maybe that's why.
Hard to make it in. It's hard to make it in. When I got to high school, it's hard to make it when you're 5'8". I mean, you really got to be good. You really got to stand out.
Well, I was 6'2", so I was okay.
Well, I mean, my brother-in-law is 6'4", and I think he was a power forward, shooting forward. I think he was. And it was so funny because he was telling me, he's like, I had to play point guard one time, and dude, I got shook by that other point guard. He's like, I couldn't even handle that dude's ball skills. I was like, I can see that happening, dude. Because I mean, point guard, he's considered, he'd be more like the quarterback, right? I mean, he runs the point and he runs the field. He sets shit up, and I mean, if he's quick, I mean, you're supposed to be quick. You're supposed to be able to make things happen quick and shit. And if you can't handle that and you're going against somebody that's a little bit smaller than you, you might get fucked.
Let's see. We got another question down there. So we got the Minshew was a good play.
Oh yeah,
Anyone ever
I
been
don't
in
know.
a,
Yeah, so David, it just
if he
depends.
plays?
Yeah, so we'll do a show tomorrow. We'll do something tomorrow. We'll do something tomorrow. We'll get something going. I'll talk to Hustler. We'll do. I mean, I don't know what he's got going tomorrow, so we'll talk to him
Yeah.
and see what he's doing, and we'll just maybe do a short show and talk about some football.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's got some. They got they do the news stuff every day, so I'm
No,
sure
it's
he's
only
probably
Monday
got
through
some.
Friday. Only Monday through Friday. And
Dang.
usually what we do on Saturday. So we will do like a show beforehand. So we might as well just I'll get us all together and do it, and then just
Yeah,
do because we talk about football and stuff too. So I mean, nobody's setting lineups unless they're in week 18. Then
pretty
there's
much.
people that
Which
play.
is like 10%
But
of people,
yeah,
maybe.
but we'll talk a little bit about that. But then we can talk about the lineups and shit. It'll be fun. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. Should we talk about Aaron Rodgers threatening to boycott the Super Bowl if the Packers make it?
Is that what he really said?
Yeah, he sent a text to Boomer Esiason, supposedly at least.
Commissioner Blake LaCroix. I never heard of him. Anyone ever been in a dynasty league with him? No, I haven't. Did he screw you out of some money or something? So the crazy thing is, there's a lot of really crappy commissioners out there that screw some people over with money. I mean, he was in a league with a bunch of guys that were supposed to be, so-called analysts and shit, and like they changed rules like midway through, and like changed how payouts were going to be through midway through, and like it was crazy. So I mean, you really got to get to know your commissioner or like the people that you're playing with. Don't just join these leagues, that you have no idea. Like get into a community or get like Hustler's got. I mean, we got to get you into some of his leagues because the IDP shit is awesome. It's so fun. It's so fun. So I think we'll end up starting a couple more next year. And I mean, or even if there's any like there's always an orphan team or some shit like that. But
yeah. But what was I gonna
we're gonna be
say?
starting some dynasty leagues. I mean, have you ever played Debbie? Do you like Debbie? I mean, I asked this a stupid question. I mean, you follow college.
Yeah, I want to get into C2C leagues next year.
So I'm going to do one next year. It's going to be, we're going to try to do a lot more like analysts, and then we're going to get like half the league will be analysts and half the league will be listeners, and we'll try to make it, a little bit like probably $100 league or something like that. So it's actually worth a shit.
Yeah,
it's more competitive, and then it's going to be a Devi league, and it's going to be IDP as well. And then the way we do it with tight ends too is you don't have to start a tight end, but tight ends, it'll be tight ends premium. So you don't have to start a tight end, but you can fucking definitely start 4 or 3 or whatever in your flex.
Well, can tight end only go in the flex spot then, or can it go in the wide receiver spot too?
I think it would just be in the flex spots. I think that's what we have it set up as.
Yeah,
that would be crazy. And that would be that'd be insane.
Because I know some people or some leagues that they just make it like wide receiver.
Too, Joe Mama, IDP. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Starting to shit in the fucking wide receiver spot. So could you imagine starting like 4 or 5 or 6 fucking tight ends if you had you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna draft all tight ends.
I mean, you could in theory you could do it, but it's just like unless you have to have like the 5 best tight ends, and they still probably don't outscout wide receivers on a weekly basis. Like Kelsey did for the longest time. He still does sometimes this year. Mark Andrews outscored some wide receivers this year. Kittle has on some weeks, but like you're still at a disadvantage even with the half point.
I don't know, man. At one time I just I had all injuries, and I started I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks I had to start like Jared Cook and who else did I have? It was like Jared Cook and Mike Gesicki and like Noah Fant or I don't remember who it was, but it was just a bunch of guys, and they actually all kind of went off. It was crazy. Yeah, Joe Mama, they won't. Yeah, tight ends won't touch them at all. But I mean, sometimes you have shitty fucking. I mean, you run into a situation right where you got a bunch of injuries, your wide receivers, and you're like, all right, well, I need to start someone. But the league will be, it's pretty deep, especially with IDP, because like the way we do it is, we do IDP 1, 2, 3, and then the way it's set up is we have two linebackers, two linebackers, two DBs, and then two
D-line.
Yeah.
Or flex.
Yep. Right, and then we have 3 flex.
Yep.
That's how we usually do it. So it's 9 starters for the defense, and I think it's like 11 starters for the offense.
I love IDP because like people are dumb and like linebackers are so valuable in IDP. Like if I did a startup last year, like Anthony Walker signed with the Browns, I'm like that's super underrated. Is it getting like the 24th round? I'm like, it's a free starting Mike linebacker. Cool. And then if he does anything at all, you trade him for like a second round rookie pick.
No, I know. I mean, it's crazy too. Is what I like about IDP and like tight end premium and all that shit is it makes your I feel like it makes your draft and your draft like your initial draft it makes it like deeper like it you can some players especially when we do super flex too obviously we do super flex so it makes your like draft completely change like
Well, it depends.
everyone
It
has a different
really,
strategy. We had a guy who just went straight up like he's like, all right, in the third round, I'm just gonna start drafting all the best fucking defensive players. And I mean, it does kind of pan off. Some of those guys can score like more than your fucking running backs, or even some up there with some of your quarterbacks.
yeah, like a good linebacker. Like if you got a Darius Leonard type, it just depends. It really depends on what your scoring is, though, too. But like a good one, like Darius Leonard, some of these other guys that get a ton of tackles every week, they can score as much, if not more, than some quarterbacks.
In a week, some of the top team, like some of the top scoring teams, are like 400 and some plus points.
Mm-hmm.
So scoring's fun. Yeah, you're gonna like his leagues. They're a lot of fucking fun.
John Morant is doubtful for tomorrow.
Damn.
So we're gonna play Tyus.
Ooh, Tyus. I actually played him the other night. I left him in one lineup and he didn't do bad. He actually, I think he had about 50 points, 40, 46, I think. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a terrible play.
No, from last night, yeah. So I think he had like 45.6 or something like that.
Yeah,
So like
I mean,
on a
normal,
yeah, on a normal night, it's not good. But last night that was actually a decent score because half the field flop, or like 85% of the field flopped. Kemba Walker's out again tomorrow. Evan Fournier is listed as questionable with the thigh injury now.
Fournier, he just played too hard.
I put all my energy into one game.
He's gonna rest up for the next Boston game, though.
But like the funny thing is, like, yeah, it was a revenge game against Boston, but he only played like the last 20 some games or something last year for Boston after the trade deadline. Like he did nothing for like he sucked there too. Like
Bogart always like if you listen to the show at all, Bogart always talks about revenge narratives. Like everything, he's like revenge narrative.
Like I'll mention them, but I don't believe in it. Like it only matters for some people. Like Deshaun Jackson, though, that dude.
I'm gonna tell you right now, anything sometimes like I don't know if the mushrooms that he does, like he has a lot of like foresight. Like he sees things happening before they do. Like I saw him make a couple of trades and all of a sudden, boom! Like either somebody gets injured, like he just knew it was coming or something like that, and just like or he'll say something and all of a sudden it like happens. It's just like how the hell did you see this coming? Like it happens like a lot more than it should. Like I'm like whoa. That's why he always talks about like he was talking about like I made the call. Like if somebody comes back, he's like I made the call. I made the call. Like he made the phone call.
Yeah,
It's so funny. He's so funny. One of my favorite people.
What was I gonna say? It's kind of like me playing Isaiah McKenzie as though I was the only person that played Isaiah McKenzie that one week.
I played him too after you said it.
Yeah, I don't think you did in the elite though. I was the only one that
in the elite one. No.
Oh, I was the only one that played him in the elite. I'm like, but it's like Beasley's out. Slot wide receiver, 2x. Thank you.
Yeah, I put him in. I talked about him too.
It was easy. Sometimes things are easy.
I also played Joe's the name Josh Johnson or
I played him. A lot of people played him.
Two-time multiplier. Well, I mean, Huss was telling me he's like, that's a dumb play. I'm like, I don't know.
No, it's not.
He's like, he's really old and he's playing. I was like, he's like, I played on a lot of. It's like he played on. I mean, he's been in the NFL for a while and he played on a lot of teams. I was like, what does that tell you? I said, it doesn't really tell you much. It just means that he's got experience.
It means that nobody gave him a fucking chance ever. That's what it means.
And he played in a couple different leagues too, though.
Yeah, he played in the XFL. He was the first overall pick in the AAF, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm staying in the NFL."
I mean, I feel like he did really fucking well. Yeah, Joe Mama's World. We'll have to talk. I mean, if you want me to get into one of your leagues, I'm all for it, man. I'm sure Craig would be all for it too. He's in Wisconsin. We're all Midwesterners.
Where's Annandale?
Annandale's in Minnesota.
I don't know where these towns are.
Do you know? You ever heard of St. Cloud?
Yeah.
Little Minneapolis, is what I like to call it. I'm like 25 minutes southwest of that town.
Southwest, so you're this way.
Yeah, I'm more west from you than so. Like it from Minneapolis, I'm northwest, but like more west.
Yep.
So like if you were driving towards like Moorhead or some shit like that, like you'd be driving like that way.
Is that the one where Minnesota State is at? Or is that Minnetonka? Or there's both, ain't there?
Where Moorhead?
Yeah.
That's
Is that where
NDSU.
Minnesota?
Or North. It's right. Yeah, it's right where North Dakota State University is. So it's right on the border. Moorhead's right there, right next to Fargo.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool breweries up there. I want this game to come back on, dude. This is actually a pretty good game.
Minneapolis ain't even that far away, really. Like it's far away, but like I drive further for lots of things.
So you live close to Green Bay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it ain't that bad. It's like
I live closer than that, so it's like 4 hours away essentially.
Did you live in Iowa?
Yeah. I grew up in Illinois and then I lived in Iowa. I went to high school and college in Iowa.
Where'd you go to college at?
It's called Wartburg College. It's in a little town called Waverly, Iowa.
I used to date a girl that lived in Davenport.
Yeah, that's far away.
Oh, yeah. From driving from here, dude, or driving from I lived in the cities at the time, but it was like I think it was.
You probably drove by it though,
because it's like 6 hours. I drove in my little Civic, dude.
Yeah, you probably drove by that Iowa. You probably drove by that area because
it was awesome. I loved doing that drive. It was dope.
Because they call it like the Avenue of the Saints Highway.
Oh shit!
It's like 218 or something like that.
Mama's World said one of his coaches had Portis as champion, and it's just crushing in the elite right now. I switched Portis in one of mine.
Yeah, I played him over Nora because I'm just like if Nora goes off, everybody has him. So apparently everybody had Portis too. Like he was like 65% of the flex spot. Golf game all over the place.
Dude, it is. I'm crazy about following it. Like you don't even know yet. Like wait till it gets to the weekend, man. It gets crazy. Like so I can't wait till they actually. So David, this is like a non-disqualification match, so they don't get disqualified. They can't get
no cuts.
Yeah, 0 cuts. So when it comes time to when they start playing it, where we have to have cuts and shit, that's where you can't be as risky as we want to be, because some of these guys that miss it. So you can go into like Saturday and Sunday with instead of having 6 guys, you can go into Saturday and Sunday if took too much risk with 3 guys
or 2.
Yeah,
and for those type of contests, you need at least 5 of your guys to get through to cash. Otherwise, you're done.
Yeah. Joe Mama's World said where in Wisconsin.
So I live near Stevens Point area, which is weird.
All right, you know what? Fuck it. I want to get in this one.
What?
I want to get in that contest that he was talking about. Let's do one of those. Let's set that lineup. It's a filler kill though. So if let's get filled. It's the only thing that shit sucks. Come on, computer, don't be dumb.
And you can make it all quarterbacks or whatever. God, that's a weird one. Oh, because they're all super flex spots.
Yeah.
And this is Sunday too.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor would be a dope fucking person to put in the champion spot, though.
Yeah, but somebody's like, you're probably gonna have like a 2x guy that has a 3 multiplier 3 in the champion spot. That's like becomes like stupid good or something, or is it only like good players?
No, it's
everybody.
All the games, yeah.
God, it's taking me like 3 hours to like sit down and figure out who to play.
That's the crazy thing about the champion and co-champ. Like when it's a big slate like this too.
Yeah. Or when it's when it's like the NBA game where it's just like I only got to figure out like which 12 players to play.
Well, we can do this too. should be able to separate it by fucking. Here we go. Let's see.
I guess we should have talked about the Langston Galloway. We should talk about the Langston Galloway revenge game against the Nets. If I even knew he was on the Bucks, I swear on the app it said he was on Brooklyn still too. That's funny.
Damn, nice block. Harden going all the way. Oh, he's calling for the foul. They did. Oh no! Come on.
Harden's 1 for 8.
Chris Middleton goes down and puts in the 3. Woo!
Champion.
Yep. What is that?
He's on.
So that's actually more than 3. What are those?
Yeah.
What's 3 points count as 2 or was it 1.5?
For what?
3-pointers.
Oh, you get an extra 0.5. So making 1 3-pointer is worth 3.5, and then he's the champion spot, so multiply it by whatever that is. God, Portis has got 20 points. If you didn't play Portis, you just lost tonight, essentially. Why couldn't remember the other night when Portis got in foul trouble?
Yeah, I was super upset about it.
Just imagine if we had him in that, because that lineup was already good. Just imagine if we had this Portis game that night. We would have won. We won in first place by 60 points. Wouldn't have even been funny. Portis was in my core play for FanDuel though, so easy money.
All right, there should be a way to where you can. I don't usually use the website, but there should be a way where you can like see. Here we go, right here. Yeah, 84 points, Portis. Whoo, already. Yeah. Jesus.
Seth Curry's still doing well. This is like the same.
84 points.
In the captain spot, or captain spot, whatever you want to call it.
That shit's crazy.
Well, he got 20 real life points already in this night and halftime.
Yeah, I know he's tearing it up. No, not in here. He's got 56 with his multiplier.
Okay. I thought less people would play him, but apparently not.
Middleton was actually 67.7% owned in the flex.
In the flex, but he was only 5.6 in the champion.
Yeah. What's Portis in the champion? 11.
Oh, that's higher than I thought. Because I thought for sure it was going to be that the most would be Harden, Harden, Durant, Giannis.
Yeah, Durant was playing. Durant's playing better than Giannis and Harden right now.
Yeah, Harden's like 1 for 8 though.
It's the beard. It's getting in his way.
Yeah, Patty Mills is 1 for 6. They're just playing like crap. Cam Thomas. Apparently, Cam Thomas was the play. He's got 9 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 14 minutes off the bench. So he's the one coming in for David Duke. It's not. So Bruce Brown's out of the rotation completely once again. Bembry's in for 8 minutes so far. Bembry's played for 8 minutes and done nothing but get a foul. That's it. Like no other stats. That's impressive.
Curry's like not do really well.
Who?
Curry.
Yeah. What's he at now?
48 points. Yeah. He's doing well. I mean, doing all right.
Oh, you do. Still got. What's the score of that game? They're up by 13 points there.
Yeah.
Butler's starting to come alive. He started really slow.
Kevin Durant.
Come on, Snake.
Wow, nice shot. Nwora. Yeah, Middleton is hitting threes, David. Well, we can get out of here if you want to.
Yeah, I think we'll get out now. There's not too much else going on. There ain't too much else to talk about right now, and ain't too many people asking questions or anything. So
we'll get things ready. I mean, we'll get some stuff ready for tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about basketball again. Obviously, every night we're gonna be doing basketball. So make sure you guys are tuning in for basketball. If you want to do anything, any of the cash games, we will be making sure that you guys get those at the same time. We always do it about 5:05 Central Time is where we're gonna be doing it. We'll see how things start going when I'm back to working again. It might be a little later, 5:20. It just depends on what time I get home.
yeah,
So
give me 1 sec. So tomorrow there is 6 games. Well, there's 5 games on the main slate. Let's put it that way, because there's what?
Bogart, I am number 8. He's the 8th person to sign up with me.
Okay. Yeah, so there's 5 games on the main slate tomorrow. There's one afternoon game, which is just an island game, so nobody cares about that from a DFS perspective, at least. Oh shit, that's the game Tyus Jones is in too.
Damn.
Can't play him now. So it looks like the games do start at 6 o'clock once again tomorrow.
Central Time.
4 o'clock Pacific and 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And tomorrow's kind of nice because there's 2 6 o'clock games, or 3 6 o'clock games, a 6:30 game, and then an 8 o'clock game. So everything's nice and done with early on in the night. Don't have to stay up till midnight to see what happens.
So I'm going to talk to Huss, you guys, and we'll see what happens for tomorrow. We're going to definitely do something for football. So everyone, obviously knows for SuperDraft Pro shit. So stay tuned. I'll make sure to get it posted up. It'll be posted up on my YouTube. It'll be posted up on Hustler's YouTube. We're gonna get Coach Craig's synced up here soon. But yeah, just remember, go follow him. Yeah, I mean, tell everybody where to follow you at again before we get out of here.
Yeah, so on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, on YouTube at Coach Craig Sports. If you're into some of the Patreon stuff, you can take a look over there at patreon.com/Coach Craig Sports as well. That one's really going to be pumping once we get closer to draft season, get some draft prospect notes, grades, and then talking about the draft before and after as well.
And you know where you can find me at? Everywhere at JC Money Design. You can find me on obviously YouTube. You find me on Instagram. You find me on Twitter. Any questions you guys have about anything you want to talk about? I mean, I don't even care if you want to talk about what you had for dinner. I don't care. Just come holler at me. I'll talk. I like to bullshit. I got a giveaway going on Instagram. Go make sure you follow me on Instagram, because once we get up to 100 followers, we're gonna be giving away that autographed mini helmet T Higgins helmet. But yeah. Make sure you also get on SuperDraft Pro, sdcoachjc.com. That's where you sign up with me. Make sure you get on a paid subscription, because it's going to be well worth it. You'll be making money. Craig's definitely been making a lot of money, and he's been a coach for me, which is dope. So if you're really interested in learning how to promote a really cool fucking platform for DFS, just come holler at me or Craig.
Yep.
We're going to be getting Craig a website here soon too, so just be on the lookout. But yeah, we'll get out of here and
see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
we'll see all you tomorrow. It's and tomorrow is a shorter slate too, so we can kind of talk more in depth. Today was bigger. There was a lot of guys in play, so we were just kind of rushing towards the end for the lineup too.
So yeah, be on the lookout, y'all. See y'all tomorrow.